All right, so once again, I'm live and gonna have Frank and hopefully Shaq. Come on. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good, man?
I don't know, man. A lot of things going on. A lot of things going on, brother. London Bridge falling down. Everything is going wrong. What's going wrong? What's going right? All right. Now, as you know, they said the Baltimore Bridge collapsed today. Big time psyops. Number one, Nancy Pelosi is from Baltimore. It was her 84th birthday today. All right. That was one thing that happened. Number two, that bridge was made in 1977. That's 47 years. The number 47. 47 problems in Euclid. Check that out. All right.
Damn, dude, that right there.
And they said it happened at 128, but they said it was around 130. The number 13 came out again. There you go again. And if you look at the video, I'm like, man, come on, man. You got to tell me no cargo ship knocked the whole ship over. I mean, a whole bridge over. Some people say they saw explosions. But let's get to it. No need to wait around. Let's go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty.
From the cargo ship that hit a bridge in Baltimore likely saved many lives. Hello, I'm Steve Eager. 6 people are presumed dead following the overnight wreck that caused the Francis Scott Key Bridge to collapse. The NTSB says the cargo ship lost power and floated and rammed into the bridge, destroying it in seconds. The 6 people missing were part of a construction crew working on the bridge. Now, questions remain about the logistical impacts in the next months or years. Fox's Rebecca Castor has our story.
Maryland officials say the Baltimore Bridge collapse caused by a cargo ship appears to be an accident, and it may have resulted from a power issue.
We are Maryland tough, and we are Baltimore strong.
Emergency crews desperately searching for victims near Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge on Tuesday. It comes hours after a cargo ship struck one of the bridge's support beams, causing parts of the structure to snap and plummet into the Patapsco River. President Biden says the incident does not appear to be intentional.
We're going to send all the federal resources.
Why would you say that?
On to this emergency, and we're going to rebuild.
Why would you say that?
Officials believe those still missing include construction workers who were filling potholes at the time. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says moments before the crash, the ship's crew reported losing power. That Mayday call gave authorities the time to stop the flow of traffic both ways, but it's still unclear how many, if any, cars plummeted into the water.
These people are heroes. They saved lives last night.
Meanwhile, transportation officials say the bridge collapse is expected to cause major disruptions to trade and traffic in the Baltimore harbor, considered a major route for shipping containers and cruise liners.
Certainly, environmental considerations are a priority, and so is traffic. Addressing the needs of those that were impacted, that's the focus.
The National Transportation Safety Board says it.
Why would you say it's not intentional? Why would you say it's not intentional? Who said it was? Why would you have to come out and say that? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like,
now,
and then they talk about the flow of traffic. How much traffic was it at 1:30 in the morning, man? Must be. Is it that busy at that time of the morning? Or?
What's up, Shaq?
Yo.
Yo, what up? What up?
Yeah. Look, Shaq, I'm on tonight, baby. I got to break down a couple things, but I'm gonna say this. You know, I was thinking about you this morning because I had to go back and listen to you. And I got to get to him later. I'm gonna get to him on 2 segments on the Breakfast Club, and I'm gonna get to him when he was Stephen A. Smith. Because Charlamagne, God said people that don't support what they're doing need to be shot. He said, "Harry, tell me what a shot their ass, and we need to do the same thing." So they're just putting it out there. So he's been condoning violence, putting it out there. All right, next. Now, last week when he had Owens on there, they talked about the CIA, and she was talking about that transformers are made by the CIA, and the Pentagon got a budget and all that. I want, but she had said something about Diddy. It ain't no coincidence Diddy got arrested or whatever happened. Because she mentioned Diddy on the Breakfast Club and talked about his shenanigans. So ain't no coincidence. But we talking about this Baltimore bridge. I'll get to all the other stuff later. So I was listening to a lot of people today. Dr. Lean came on and he broke it down and he said it looked like it was 2 explosions. Didn't look like he said ain't no ship knocked down the whole damn bridge.
Come on, right?
Come on, man, right? Could have been attacked. They said the ship lost power. Well, the ship lost power. It surely hit that, and the ship was called the Dolly.
How did they know it lost power, right? How did they know that?
Oh, they knew everything. They said it was a Mayday operation. But now the Coast Guard people have been suspended all operations, search, and things like that. So that's over with. They ain't looking for people no more. They say it's over with. Don't worry about it.
That was fast.
That was very fast. Never heard of that.
Damn,
hey, look,
man.
We have an SOS message of a child missing. They look. I know a woman that's still looking for her daughter after 10 years. Damn. They start looking for people in less than 24 hours. What the hell going on right here, man? Crazy stuff, man. But like I told you, 47 years the bridge been made, Francis Scott Key Bridge. You know, they might now. I'm telling you, when they rename this bridge, they probably ain't gonna rename this Francis Scott Key Bridge now. You know, they're gonna say it's Star Spangled Banner and all that. They probably renaming it something else. But Biden said the federal government gonna redo the bridge. I don't particularly care for that. The state need to redo that bridge, not the federal government. Okay, not them. Okay, putting it out there now. Okay, let the state handle it. Don't get involved. But that's another thing. I don't think, but a lot of things were going down today while people had their hair on this. Like the Supreme Court was hearing that case on that woman's abortion pill drug over the counter. They're hearing that. You had the Senate pass that tax of 1.2.
Hey, but hold on.
What? What's up? You said, hold on. What's up?
You said it lost the power. The boat lost power. But they can see the shit on the camera, man, and say, man, that they think the smoke. They think the smoke coming off the thing, man. So that
explosion, man. Come on.
But he say when you see the smoke coming out of the out of the little thing over the ship, that means that the ship was trying to accelerate.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm talking about?
Makes sense.
The ship was trying to accelerate, meaning pick up, more steam or power, so it can normally ask for steering, so they can try to steer it in a specific direction.
Bill is a financial operations platform. Bill gives you real-time visibility into company expenses all in one place.
Holly Taylor has a timeline of the catastrophic events from overnight. Let's listen in.
Hey guys, all right, so we're going to take you through the things that we notice as the ship, the Dolly, makes its way towards the bridge and eventually collides. You can see here the Dolly already in pitch black. We're at 1:25 a.m. This is just about 3 minutes until it collides with the Key Bridge. You can see here everything totally black. As far as we can tell, traffic is moving normally at this stage. You can see the construction lights right here. This is where we believe the construction crew was. And again, traffic making its way across. Now you go back here. We're at almost 1:26 a.m. Some of the lights in the ship have started to come back on in the Dolly. It's you can't tell yet, but it's going to make a turn towards the superstructure right here. As of now, it's pointed in a different direction. And again, we have another truck making its way across, followed by a semi-truck after that. Looks like traffic moving normally. You have to wonder, as they looked out to the right, if it looked like the ship was on a collision course. We'll see if we can find those drivers, see what they were thinking. But you start to see the black smoke billowing out here, We're trying to figure out more information about what that black smoke indicates, if that was normal or if that was an issue. Now, again, Governor Moore has told us that a Mayday alert went out from the ship. You can see it goes black here again. And that Mayday alert allowed officials and crews to stop vehicles from crossing the bridge. But that hasn't happened yet. We're at 1:26. We're about a minute and a half out until the collision happens. We have the last semi-truck making its way across. Again, lights here from the construction vehicles. Really, that's the only activity happening, right? We just have this one vehicle going across. We have the construction crews, and the ship is starting to make its final turn. This is where it's going to stay the course for the last minute before it collides. You can't really tell that it's moving, but it's making a steady course to collide with this very important structure right here supporting the bridge. Again, right now it's just sort of eerie, deathly silent, just the construction lights flashing here. These are the last two vehicles that make their way across from what we can tell. This is 1:27 a.m. This is about a minute exactly before the bridge collapses. So these last two vehicles make their way across. Again, you have to wonder as they're making their way across, if they looked out to the right, have to wonder if they saw the ship coming, if they knew that it was going to collide, and if they drove a little bit faster as a result. So they make their way across here in the next couple seconds. You can see it's 1:28 a.m. and we're now just 30 seconds out from when the ship collides with the bridge. This is the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and you're going to see smoke billow out here. It's going to be a little grainy, but you'll see it happen, and then within 10 seconds, the entire structure will collapse. Now, again, no cars whatsoever at this point. We're told this is because of efforts to clear the bridge because of a Mayday call, and you'll see here in just a few seconds, the smoke starting to come out, and then the bridge will collapse. It's going to happen right about now. You'll see the smoke start to come out here. There it is, coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam, the entire structure comes down, collapses there. And we're at 1:28 a.m., almost 1:29 a.m. That's what we notice. Back to you.
How'd that whole thing come down, though, man? Maybe just hit it right there. And why they come down like that? Yo.
That even seem reasonable to you?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't know, actually.
Okay. Didn't it seem reasonable? Somebody lying. All right. Somebody lying, baby.
Yeah, something don't sound right.
Oh, you know something don't sound right. This shit kind of wild.
At Vistaprint, we print your brand on
and
every.
But how does if it hit it right there, how the hell did the whole thing collapse from down like that, from under like that?
A bus carrying mostly Black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been in New York, was designed too low for it to pass by. But that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices. I don't think we have anything to lose by confronting that simple reality. And I think we have everything to gain by acknowledging it and then dealing with it, which is why the Reconnecting Communities, that $1 billion, is something we want to get to work right away.
Take a look at this while you were sleeping. Shocking video today out of Baltimore. This is all that is left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, one of the main traffic routes through the city. And it was hit by a container ship. You could see how that collision caused that bridge to snap in several places. Look at that there, plunging to the river below in just a matter of seconds. Now, what we know here is that construction workers were on the bridge at the time of the collision. Emergency responders say that they are searching for at least 6 people. NBC's Ryan Nobles has the latest.
The search and rescue efforts continue here at the site of the bridge collapse in Baltimore, Maryland. The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after a container ship, a 1,000-foot container ship, collided with the base of the bridge, collapsing the bridge in just a matter of seconds. And since that moment at 1:30 in the morning, rescue crews have been frantically searching for a group of construction workers that fell into the water as the bridge collapsed. At this point, rescue workers believe that they are searching for 6 people. They did rescue 2 people from the icy waters. One of them sent to the hospital. The other is okay. At this point, the investigators believe that this was a terrible accident, that something went wrong with the container ship. And they say that the crew on board the ship actually signaled back to the shore that they were having a problem. And that allowed them to stop vehicular traffic over the bridge. And they believe at this point that there are no cars or vehicles of any kind that actually fell into the water. And that meaning that there aren't survivors trapped in cars underneath the river water. Now,
all right, guys, so we got to talk about the viral news story that came out this morning about the Baltimore Bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing overnight after a cargo ship ran into the bridge. Okay, now I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this video. This is a viral video. It is a pretty crazy video to watch. But a cargo ship seemingly lost power and ended up running into one of the columns of the bridge as it was trying to cross under the bridge, and it made the bridge collapse. Now, thank God there were not many cars on the bridge at the time. I believe that the crew had signaled to the shore that they were having problems, and that stopped vehicle traffic from crossing over the bridge at the time. And because of that, when the bridge collapsed, the people that ended up falling into the water were construction workers, and that's still sad, and it sucks. But again, you can imagine how if this had happened in the middle of the day, okay, like in peak rush hour traffic, something like this happened. This structure, tragic, and stories like this
just want to say that I am so sorry that your community is going through this right now, and that there are families wondering and worrying about their loved ones at this hour. Can you tell me so far what you know about exactly what happened here to the Francis Scott Key Bridge?
Well, listen, we have an unspeakable tragedy. We know that this vessel struck the bridge and the bridge collapsed. There were individuals working on the bridge at that time. There are cars in the water. Our fire department has confirmed that as they lead this ongoing search and rescue mission through sonar. That is where our focus is. It's about those souls and people that we're trying to find and get out of this water. We know that there's going to be questions about the bridge and traffic and the port, but right now everyone in this world's focus should be about these souls and those families who are wondering if these people are going to walk back in the door after they walked out to work last night.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The anxiety of all this, and then plus just watching the video of what happened and how quickly the bridge failed. Can you give me some sense of what you thought at first light this morning when you saw the pictures of actually what that bridge looks like with the barge slammed into it there? What were your initial thoughts?
Well, it was something out of an action movie. It's something you never think you would see. And
something about an action movie.
Was not Wesley Snipes in this one?
Well. Something about an action movie. Sounds suspicious, doesn't it? It's what he say. I just tell you what the man say. Hey, listen closely.
Being here right now, looking at it, is even more surreal. And it just makes you think about, again, those families, those individuals that were on that bridge, those folks that even on that vessel, even more, because no one should have to endure. And I'm going to be the first to ask that CNN and everyone else stop showing the video. No one needs to see a possibility of their family member being severely injured or otherwise over and over and over again, because it's just traumatizing our community.
He don't want you to play the video no more because it's traumatizing the people.
What about when black people get shot by cops on a daily basis on videos?
He don't want you to show it because the comments online.
Just like you can't say nothing about Creed people, but you can say, N-word all day, and it's all good.
He don't want you to show the video because he say it's traumatizing to the family. Pretty sure I see pictures of them beating up people with cats, dogs, mice, rats, or whatever. Beating up black people, police beating you up, Israeli mafia beating you up. What's the problem? I'm just trying to. Are we serious right now, man? Come on. He told it's traumatizing to the families. So he asked the media to stop showing it. Yep. But it's very interesting. So, but let me get going because they talk about Black Swan events now. I'm like, oh, thank you, man. Ain't no problem. That's good. He's a college buddy. That's good. That's good as sports judge. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh, that's my boy. Yeah, my boy, sports judge, man. You got a good little sports podcast too, man. Check him out.
All right, let's check him out. All right, let's check this out though. Because they're gonna talk about this.
Asking CNN not to show the video. Now, I understand where he's coming from, but I do think it is important for people to see what happened. I don't necessarily think it's traumatizing to see what happened. I mean, what happened is what happened. Okay, showing the video is not going to change what happened, but clearly and obviously, again, this is a big deal because this is a major port, okay? And with this port being closed, that means you're not going to be able to have shipments come in and out of the port. You're also not going to be able to have people cross the bridge. I'm pretty sure a ton of people take.
Frank, don't that sound like the Hunger Games?
I was about to say that. Yeah, you didn't. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're gonna stop. You're gonna stop goods and services.
Right.
And stuff
sound like the Hunger Games. That's right. All right, glad you noticed.
This bridge to go to work in the morning or to leave work. It's definitely not going to be good for traffic. Is not going to be good for commerce. It is definitely a huge setback for the city of Baltimore. And some people think that this is a Black Swan event. Okay, a lot of people are speculating why this happened. Okay, was this some type of cyber attack? Again, I personally think that watching the video, it is extremely kind of suspicious. Okay. Again, it could be one of those things where the power went out, the ship was moving, they couldn't steer the ship. They could not stop the ship, they could not do what they had to do in time to stop the ship from running into the bridge. I just find it to be, again, strange. Okay. Especially considering the times that we're in. I mean, we just had that terrorist attack in Moscow. Okay. So we really don't know. I mean, there are a lot of crazy things going on in the world.
Now,
this bridge.
That's a key point though, because some people do believe what happened. Some people do believe that something that happened that could have been a cyber attack. So something could have happened. That I'm not saying exactly that, but I know the U.S. has some involvement. Most likely. Let's put it like that. Somebody has some involvement with this.
Bridge collapse is one of the latest things that we're seeing, that, hey, the story here could be a lot deeper than what we see on the surface. Again, I don't know. My mind is open to many possibilities as to whether or not this was just an accident. It was a freak accident, or was it something more nefarious? Okay. Was this some type of cyber attack, or, why was this done? I mean, who knows? I have no clue whatsoever. But the Biden administration has spoke out about this, and Biden is basically saying that they're going to try to have this bridge rebuilt and the port reopened as soon as possible. Okay. Good thing that they have Pete Buttigieg, the Department of Transportation Secretary, on the job, because he's worried about these roads and bridges potentially being racist.
On the federal response and what's playing out at the moment, Carrie, what do you know?
Well, something like this requires massive law enforcement coordination. You have the FBI, you have the Coast Guard, you have the police, you have the transportation department. And so lots of moving parts, lots of moving pieces. And I was thinking about if this had happened when I was at the Department of Justice. And Kaylee, I heard what you said about waking up the president. Would have been the same on my end, waking up the attorney general. And what he would have done would be a couple of things. First, he'd call the FBI director and ask, what do you know? And one of the first questions he'd ask, is there any suspicion of terrorist activity, which we've heard thus far doesn't seem to be the case. Two, foul play. What do we think is going on? Then he would have called the president to brief him. At that point, he, the chief, and I would get on a call, put together a statement to assure the public that the attorney general is monitoring the situation, and we're working closely with our local law enforcement partners. But something like this requires, like I said, massive coordination.
Yeah, it seems like the Department of Transportation was on it pretty early. Pete Buttigieg in contact with the mayor. We heard the mayor talk about his correspondence with the federal government saying that they were on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever voted for my father, I'm asking you to chip in $5, $10, or even $25 to his campaign.
Here's what's happening now. The search and rescue operation is our top priority. Ship traffic in the Port of Baltimore has been suspended until further notice, and we'll need to clear that channel before the ship traffic can resume. The Army Corps of Engineers is on the spot and is going to help lead this effort to clear the channel. The Port of Baltimore is one of the nation's largest shipping hubs, and I've been there a number of times as a senator and as a vice president. It handles a record amount of cargo last year. It's also the top port in America for both imports and exports of automobiles and light trucks. Around 850,000 vehicles go through that port every single year, and we're going to get it up and running again as soon as possible. 15,000 jobs depend on that port, and we're going to do everything we can to protect those jobs and help those workers. The bridge is also critical for travel, not just for Baltimore, but for the Northeast Corridor. Over 30,000 vehicles cross the Francis Scott Key Bridge on a daily basis. It's virtually, it's one of the most important elements for the economy in the Northeast and the quality of life. My transportation secretary is there now. As I told Governor Moore, I've directed my team to move heaven and earth to reopen the port and rebuild the bridge as soon as humanly possible. And we're going to work hand in hand with the support of Maryland to support Maryland whatever they ask for. We're going to work with partners in Congress to make sure the state gets the support it needs. It's my intention that the federal government will pay for the entire cost of reconstructing that bridge, and I expect the Congress to support my effort. This is going to take some time. The people of Baltimore can count on us, though, to stick with them at every step of the way until the port is reopened and the bridge is rebuilt. You know, we're not leaving until this job gets done.
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Okay, the Biden administration is on it. Now, that doesn't instill much faith, right? At least not for me.
And the next one he's getting to is that one with the Boeing CEO. So let me get this straight now. Let me get this straight. Let me get a lot of stuff straight down, the whole thing, before I go to this something to teach America. You got to understand, Boeing CEO just resigned yesterday. You got a lot of moving parts here. Boeing, Department of Transportation, you got a lot of things going on. That's Federal Air Traffic Control, all that other shit, right? Listen closely now. Listen.
Hey, but
go ahead.
He said they're not leaving. What did he mean? They not leaving. We're not leaving until it's done.
You ain't gonna build a bridge in a damn day.
Huh?
You ain't gonna build no bridge in no damn day.
Nah, he said we not leaving. Shit. I don't know what he meant by that. Now you gotta watch these niggas' words, man. You gotta watch what they say.
The language can change, or they might come out and say it's a terrorist attack, and they say we're gonna have to implement martial law. Watch what these people could do.
See?
You got
that's why he said we not leaving. So yeah. I'm watching. I'm listening to the words, man. You always gotta listen to their words. Every word they say, you gotta listen, and how they in the context and where they place them.
But what he told you also is that 15,000 jobs depend on this. So this could be an economic thing. And then some of the import workers are getting ready to have a strike anyway. So you got a major point of entry, man. This is a major point of entry. Baltimore got a lot of shit going on, man, in that area, man. It's a big entry. This is right next door to D.C. You want to understand what the hell you dealing with here. They ain't got to go over the hop or the skip across the bridge to go into Baltimore, man.
You know what's weird about this? They're talking about they're gonna try to open up as quick as possible, but then they're gonna keep stuff, certain things closed. But at the same time, why did they finish the investigation? Why are they not searching for nobody no more? Why they finish that?
Those guys said tonight the investigating over, they couldn't find nobody they done with it.
That was fast, man. I never seen nothing like damn, man. Then after 9/11, it was looking for months, years. Like damn, that's quick. I was quick, man. That was real fast. You know what I'm saying?
Like it was playing to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, this shit is like some man. But see, they keep doing stuff like this, man. Like even the Germans did that. The Reichstag, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, but see, they planned that, and they act like they blew. The Jews did it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, the Jews blamed that on that. I forget what order it went, but it's
Don't
you
worry
know what
about
I mean?
it.
Deception. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here we go. This way I guess I got to.
So I'd like to announce tonight that based on the length of time that we've gone in this search, the extensive search efforts that we've put into it, the water temperature, that at this point, we do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive. And so this evening at about 7:30, we are going to suspend the active search and rescue efforts. Coast Guard's not going away. None of our partners are going away, but we're just going to transition to a different phase. We've got very difficult water temperatures. You have structures from the bridge that are in the water that can move with the tides and currents, making that dangerous for divers and people in the water to actually try to do recovery. And we do not want to injure any of these first responders in this recovery effort. We absolutely want to be as safe as possible for everyone involved in this.
This guy woke all of us up early this morning, so thank you very much. Thank you. And I want to thank Senator Cardin and the entire delegation for their leadership. They have been on this from the first moments. And as the senator mentioned, and I'll say more about this in a moment, we'll be needing to work together to make sure that we render all of the support that is needed at the federal level. I want to recognize the leadership of Governor Moore, who was already wide awake and hard at work when I reached him in the middle of the night. We just had a very informative briefing with his extraordinary leadership team. And I was moved to see the partnership between state as well as county and city personnel led by the county executive and the mayor working hand in glove with us and with our sister federal agencies. And if there's one thing I have to say today, it is a note of gratitude for the extraordinary and courageous work of the first responders, some of whom are in that cold water right now, some of whom are from right here, some of whom have traveled in to render mutual aid, all of whom are responding with extraordinary professionalism and whose work has already saved lives. And to those state, county, and local responders, I would add the extraordinary work of the United States Coast Guard. We should also recognize that this is an excruciating day for several families who went to bed last night having it be a normal night and woke up today to news that no one wants to receive. They are hoping and praying, and we are hoping and praying with them. We are all putting our arms around the community of Baltimore, and that is true for all of this country. I've even heard from counterparts as far away as the United Kingdom reaching out to express their support to the people of Baltimore. As has been mentioned, been in close contact with the governor, the mayor, county leadership, and the congressional delegation. And as President Biden has made clear, the federal government will provide all of the support that they need for as long as it takes. This is no ordinary bridge.
That's very strange.
This is one of the cathedrals of American infrastructure. It has been part of the skyline of this region for longer than many of us have been alive. So the path to normalcy will not be easy. It will not be quick. It will not be inexpensive, but we will rebuild together. In order to make sure that happens, the president's plan is to work with everyone here in order to rebuild this bridge and reopen this port, including our readiness as a department to approve emergency funding as soon as we receive that request. Meanwhile, our maritime administration will help with port, harbor, and supply chain operations. Our Federal Highway Administration will assist when it comes to the bridge itself and any ways that we can help ease roadway congestion for residents and commuters who can no longer use this major thoroughfare. The Federal Aviation Administration is even involved, working to keep the airspace above the bridge clear for emergency personnel. PHMSA, our Pipeline and Hazardous Material Safety Administration, is on the scene to help with any hazmat issues. And our newly stood up freight office is already at work preparing for supply chain impacts that we know are coming because of the importance of this port.
Supply chain impacts. Supply chain impacts. All right. Let me pull this up on my phone right now. See, shout out to the brother because I know people in Baltimore. Quite a few, family, friends, whatever. I just up there 3 weeks ago. Matter of fact, Frank, I told you they gave me a $40 ticket for a speed camera. They talk about giving me a $40 ticket for a speed camera, but they can't fix this shit, right? Who are Synergy Marine Group? Synergy Marine Group, the company that manages the ship responsible for Baltimore Bridge collapse. Yes.
What's the name of it?
Synergy Marine Group. I've got it. It's called the Dali. And the Dali is Singapore flag. This ain't even an American ship. This was Singapore.
Did I tell you Singapore? It was coming from Singapore? Southeast Asia, baby.
And they say this ship was traveling to Sri Lanka, man. Come on, man. Here we go again. All right. Okay. Let me pull something else up. Oh, East Coast, Gulf Coast dock worker talks are starting under threat of a strike. So these people must be getting ready to strike. Huh? As I already told you, this article is printed on March 11th or put out on a web on March 11th. Yes, dock worker talks are starting under threat of a strike. Union that represents 45,000 workers at ports from Maine to Texas said it will walk out of contract if not reached by November, by October. My fault. Now, y'all got a politician out there in San Francisco. Her name is Nancy Pelosi. She's from Baltimore. It was her 84th birthday today. What does she know about this? No coincidence. Nancy Pelosi from Baltimore, right? I tell you. Who benefited from this?
Hold on. 84. 84 and 3, that's 12, ain't it? 12 and 12.
Hey, man.
And that's what, like a 3 right there, 1 and 2, right?
There you go. Got you again. Now, look. Then, not to mention, check this out. They told you it was around 130, but they say it hit at 128. That's 13 again. 13, yeah. That number again, 113. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that number, that same number. And I told you the bridge was made in 1977. That's 47 years. That number 47 again. I told you, I knew it was some bullshit. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit, man. This was a black swan event. Ain't no doubt about mine. I'm almost 99.9% sure. So,
but what's the
You got this devil talking about it. You know it's a bullshit because he's on the Department of Transportation.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. There ain't no coincidence.
He is the head of the Department of Transportation. We got a Twinkie leading the goddamn Department of Transportation.
Hey, but what's the likelihood of the federal government fitting the whole bill for this though? Well, how does that normally go?
Martial law, goddamn it. He just told you it's gonna be major supply chain issues. I know where this bridge at. Probably rode over the damn thing many times. Now think about this, because Baltimore is right next to Delaware, Philadelphia, and things like that. So you got a lot of people that flow in and out of Baltimore, whether it's Virginia, DC. I mean, you got to go to Baltimore. You got to go through Baltimore to get to Delaware, Philadelphia. Hey, Bishop, what if I want to come to Philadelphia? I might have to go a whole alternate route. How many times they told me through an Easy Pass or something up there? They already sent me a $24 ticket for that too. both ways. So what the hell is going on? But somebody's benefiting from this. Like my man Claudio Mars says, Biden saying that he wants to rebuild a bridge. That means there's going to be a lot of kickbacks for somebody. Somebody going to get paid. Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Now, this bridge, was this one of those bridges that opens up?
I don't remember this bridge being a bridge open up.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you this. This is a port, and I'm going to say this. That means this is where shipping comes in. He already told you 15,000 jobs could be impacted. Doesn't that seem like they want to do that anyway? It's a good plan. Thinking of a master plan. Death with the record. Death with the record. Yeah, thinking of a master plan. It's a good master plan.
But look how many United States America, this is jobs that were tremendously impacted during this administration. Tremendously, like the pipeline. We forgot about the pipeline.
Yeah, you forgot about the pipeline. Wait a minute, watch this. Now, this is what I'm gonna say. Remember, a couple years ago, they kept on having train derailments, which are still going on, by the way. You know that, right? They're still going on. Now, I think we're gonna start having bridge derailments. What if another bridge collapsed? What if the bridge in Richmond, the James River Bridge, just collapsed tomorrow? I don't know. Shit.
Good point. That's a good point.
Well, hold on. Did that bridge down in Florida, was that on Trump?
What?
Was that on Trump watch? That was on Trump watch, right? The one down there in Florida.
When was this?
Remember that section in the bridge down there in Florida?
No,
it was just recently.
I don't
that was doing Trump.
Under Biden. I think the train derailment. I can go back and check, but that wasn't in Florida. What you talking about? Was it?
Yeah, it was in Florida. Remember you had that in Florida, and you had that bridge. It was a section of that bridge that fell in Florida. It collapsed. Remember?
I know a bridge that fell in Philadelphia last year. I can't remember the one in Florida. But
yeah, it might have been either it was at the end of Trump term or it was the beginning of Biden administration.
Well, let me bring this up because you heard Buttigieg talk about infrastructure. See, he talking about infrastructure. So when they talk about this, just know that they are planning something. They're thinking of a master plan, like Airbnb and Rakim on the song. Yeah, they're thinking of a master plan. And this reminds me of the movie The Hunger Games, by the way. So
election year. Ooh, what's happening in election year?
Yes, it's happening in an election year. Now, I'm gonna ask a good question, Frank. Wink, wink. What creed people are benefiting?
Oh, damn, yo.
Don't keep their dirty hands out of it. Now, let me get that topic. And Dawson, you know more about, well, you know about it. I'm more involved on a level of knowing about it because I know when the Obama administration, well, it was before the Obama administration, but the Obama administration really kicked it off. And this is a group called Teach for America. These are the ones that are running your school district. And they're basically controlling.
I joined Teach for America because their values align with my own. I believe in enhancing the true potential of future generations, breaking generational cycles, and helping our youth become the best version of themselves. Growing up, I had amazing role models who paved the way for my educational journey. Now it's my turn to give back to my community and make an impact on those who may not see their own potential. Teach for America has been my backbone, providing the resources and tools I need to excel in my classroom and become the leader I was born to be. But it's not just about the resources. It's about the TFA family supporting me every step of the way. From day one till now, I am eternally grateful to have such an amazing program by my side. As a teacher, I wear many hats. I'm not just an educator. I'm a mentor, a role model, a counselor, a parent, an innovator, a friend, and an advocate. I am whatever my students need me to be to help them succeed in life. I believe in enhancing the true potential of future generations. I am provided with the tools to excel in the classroom and become the leader I was born to be. But it's not just about the resources. It's about the TFA family supporting me every step of the way.
Now, all right. So let's get to this Teach for America thing. I want to show you who was a big time supporter of Teach for America. Yo, man.
Hello, TFA, and happy 25th anniversary. As you all know, when Wendy Kopp sat down to write her senior thesis over 25 years ago, she probably didn't know that her idea would turn into the big national movement it's become. But thanks to your long hours, hard work, and dedication to our kids, Wendy's dream to get great teachers into the classroom has fundamentally changed education in our country. You've changed the lives of millions of students, from New York City to the Mississippi Delta to the Navajo Nation. Some have even gone on to teach themselves. Many of you remained in the classroom or in public education long after your 2-year commitment was up. Others have gone on to fight for equality and justice by starting their own schools and nonprofits as lawyers and doctors, or by running for office. There are even TFA alumni working for me in the White House. The TFA spirit inside and outside the classroom.
What did he say? They even working for him in the White House. Got you again. He just told you. I mean, I'm letting you know who they honeycomb with.
Has helped to fuel our progress these past 7 years. We've raised expectations and lifted graduation rates to record highs.
Don't believe that shit.
In today's economy, we need great teachers helping the students who need them most. And that's why TFA is as important today as it was 25 years ago. Because in America, every child deserves access to an excellent education, no matter who they are or where they live.
You know they don't believe in that.
Thanks, TFA. On 25.
You know damn well they don't believe in that. If you're black, get back.
Who said it?
Brown stick around. You know we're really brown, but
yeah, we are.
What's the other one? White is right, and then yellow you're mellow, right?
Now listen closely. He just told you we even got them working for me in the White House. Who you honeycomb with? That's who. He was giving a lot of money to school, but don't you think that Teach for America is not about teaching? And Teach for America really don't have nothing but a 2-year commitment. Teach for America, a lot of the teachers you will find out are not even from your local area. They are moving. They move these teachers around. You could be from Minnesota and they'll move you to Richmond, Virginia. You could be from California, they'll move you to Texas. They are on a commitment. And they pay them low. And Teach for America was really used to undercut high-paying teachers and replace them with half the price. That's what that's what Teach for America was doing. They've been running this game for a long time. And that was long. That when Barack Obama offered this video. It's longer than 25 years. They've been around about 40 years. Now you got some of them that would Teach America, D. Ray McKesson, Brittany Packney Cunningham. Yeah. All those Black Lives Matter protesters. Oh, you didn't know they work for Teach for America. Yeah.
What a bishop say? The Philadelphia highways caved in? Damn.
Yeah. That was last year.
Oh, okay. Don't be surprised. Man, this is man.
Now
don't be surprised if something else happened somewhere else, man. You know?
Yes. These guys.
And then look, but I thought, you know, and then they're gonna try to push that. Oh, well, you see, y'all should have passed my infrastructure bill. Ooh. You see that? You see what they're doing, BJ? You see what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys didn't pass the infrastructure bill, this one, damn. You see, Shaq? That not too long ago, that infrastructure bill got shut down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude.
Now, I gotta find it. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and play her. Let's go ahead and get her out of the way. Let's go ahead and get her out of the way because this is a girl that was, I don't know. She's at the White House.
You have to make the tough choice to have people of color lead your program, be your program officers, and actually fund programs led by local people in our communities. I have made the tough decisions, always with an eye toward the bottom line. It wasn't a strong moral leader of history that said this. It was y'all's 45th president of the United States. If nothing else, he is an example of the risk we take when equity is not our bottom line in theory and in practice. But I know that won't be you. You want to make the pivot. Perhaps you've already started. You wouldn't be here if you couldn't. And we, the people, need you to.
That's another one that was, oh, she went to the White House. She was one of them Ferguson protesters. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Remember her? Brittany Patrick Cunningham? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't think Now listen to this. This is her again. Brittany Patrick Cunningham on Teach for America's new.
When we think about equity, when we think about justice, a good education is what everyone needs to achieve that level of choice and access. It was an incredible privilege to go back home to St. Louis, where I grew up, to lead Teach for America in St. Louis, and to really hone in on this idea of how we not only give young people strong and rigorous academic skills, but also give them the kind of consciousness about the world and the confidence in themselves and where they come from to go and be true change agents. When you go into the neighborhoods in which we work, we've got young people who are incredibly powerful and everything that they need is already inside of them. But given the ills of racism, oppression, poverty, mass incarceration, housing issues, health issues, and everything in between, they often aren't able to seize that power because of the zip code that they live in. And so it's important that we empower them to seize that power. And it means that we have to give them not just the academic tools and skills, but also a level of confidence and an awareness about the world that helps them go and change it. So it's really this idea that we're not just building learners, but we're also building leaders, and not just for tomorrow, but for today. So as I go into my next role in building a civil rights agenda for this organization, it's rooted in the idea that we are so committed to affirming and empowering young people, especially young people of color, first-generation Americans, and young people growing up in low-income circumstances. The first thing we have to do is listen. For far too long in education, privileged, wealthy, educated, elite folks sat in a room and declared an agenda for other people's children instead of consulting those children themselves and their families and their influencers. So the very first thing we have to do is listen. And we have to be okay with the fact that the answer from the Rosebud Indian Reservation in South Dakota might be different than the answer from the Rio Grande Valley, which might be different from the answer in Ferguson, and be okay with that and really wrestle what it means to hold up various cultural values as we do this. But I do believe that there is a path forward where we can combine democracy and the kind of innovation that folks in the education reform sector have been doing for so long and come up with brand new pathways, brand new ways to do this work. We can look at traditional public schools and charter schools and various kinds of teacher training programs and talk about cultural responsiveness, ensure that people are trained in anti-bias training. We can talk about different visions for schools and what restorative justice can look like instead of the kind of discipline that we know contributes to the school to prison pipeline. These are all things that are possible if we get out of our entrenched poles and actually start to work with what works best for kids.
All right, now let me break this shit down. All right, so look, these are who are in your teachers unions, right? These people. Yes, these people. They tell you about quality, and she just told you they got a civil rights agenda, so she is not talking about you. I have let you know she is not talking about you. She ain't talking about your kids. She ain't talking about none of that shit. Okay? Just pay attention. You thought that this was a real teacher, didn't you? I know you did. Let's make it clear. Isn't that
So I'd like to take just a moment to tell a few of these stories. And as I call your name, I want you to stand and remain standing. Staff Sergeant Sean Murphy, please stand. Sean is an 8-year Army veteran who transitioned to become a 6th grade special ed teacher in Delaware for 3 years. Little shout out to Delaware. Working for Teach for America, and today he has been promoted to lead Teach for America's nationwide effort to hire more veterans as teachers. Yes, indeed. He's doing it all because, as he said, when you hang up those fatigues and put those boots away, you don't want to feel like you've given up your sense of.
Hey, she's Teacher of America are in charter schools, and like Kip and Yes, and the kids are dumb as well. The Teacher of America, she said, Dawson said we put them on blast also. Well, yes, whatever you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. I know what they do. She went to Washington University. She is from St. Louis, Missouri. A lot of people know about it. As a matter of fact, your good brother Ron R. Hurd knows about her. But somehow she got honeycombed in. Let's see. Okay, that's what she said. She was going to do high in St. Louis. Let me put up another person that would teach America. Yeah, the little one that was Jack Dorsey. Sweet thing. Yeah, this guy. Y'all remember him? D. Ray McKesson, the one that Darren Seals slapped. Remember him? Yeah, that guy. Yeah, this guy. The one that Darren Seals slapped and told him you fake. Yeah,
Sometimes I need to paraphrase.
It's easy to make your work clearer and more consistent.
When I think about schools, I marvel that schools are often the first places that we learn what power looks like.
Now look, he an organizer, civil rights activist, and educator. They just told you this man's an organizer. What the hell is he organizing?
Organizing no funds.
No, he was in there in Ferguson, but they locked him up and they bailed him out of jail. That's when the other people found out. Darren Seals and them found out. Even your girl Naomi and them found out. These people were some goddamn hypocrites, man. They were paid to go to jail. They were paid actors. He for Teach America. He moved to Minnesota to Baltimore, and then he somehow ended in St. Louis. They were sending this boy around the country, and then he ended up at the Glad Gala, talking about how he was proud of his life as a gay man.
And then what is it? You know that they be doing that? Like they got something to do with it.
Yeah. That's him. Yeah, D. Ray McKesson. Get this guy. And he was good friends with Jack Dorsey. Yes.
Arguably the biggest teacher of like what power looks like, how it's distributed, what it means when you do have it, what it means when you don't have it. And like that's what kids learn. That's where they learn it first. So what it means that you have to ask somebody to get up to go to the bathroom, like what does it mean to line up in lines? Like all of that power is always at play. And I think that some schools can do that really well, and some schools do that really poorly. I think about when I was a teacher, like one of the things that I did in my classroom is I let my students choose their own seats, and it was a nightmare at the beginning, and I knew it was going to be a nightmare, and they were 11, and it was about helping them learn how to like manage power, right? That like at the beginning they didn't know what to do with it, and like I had to teach them about it, but at the end, like you just knew you couldn't sit next to your best friend when we were having tests. You couldn't do it, right? So I didn't need to tell you anymore. Like you figured it out. And that was about like helping you learn how to manage power so that when you got power outside of the classroom, like you'd be able to make these decisions. And like our best schools teach kids about how to manage power in a way that they don't get anywhere else.
Yeah. He's another one. He was another one at the White House. So, now that you know about Teach for America, a little bit about them, let's go to these teachers unions. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, these guys, how these teachers gain political power?
Wow.
Yes.
When did teachers' unions become so powerful in politics? They didn't always have the power they have today. In fact, while researching my book, I discovered surveys done in the 1950s by the National Education Association, the largest teachers' union in the country. The surveys revealed that most teachers back then believed that political activity outside of voting in presidential elections wasn't something they should engage in. In the 1950s, 75% of NEA's members believed it was inappropriate for teachers to even discuss with their colleagues which school board members to support. This was surprising considering that today, teachers and their unions are among the most politically active groups in school board elections, making endorsements and contributing significantly to political campaigns. So there's the huge puzzle. How did that all come to change? The answer I found, in short, was that government intervention was the key factor in this shift. In the 1960s and 1970s, state governments began adopting public sector labor laws that empowered public employees, including teachers, to collectively bargain with state and local governments. This was a defining moment that allowed unions to mobilize teachers in politics and amass large political war chests, which has allowed them to shape education policy in the United States ever since. To understand how teachers' unions influence education policy, it's crucial to distinguish between the union's efforts to advance its own preferred policies and their efforts to block education reform proposals that threaten their members' interests. This distinction is critical because a lot of times people will say, wait a minute, how can you say teachers' unions are so powerful when teachers earn only a modest salary? If they were so powerful, wouldn't they all be making $250,000 a year? The answer to this puzzle is quite simple. When it comes to trying to get more of what they want, higher salaries, smaller class sizes, more generous retirement benefits, teachers' unions aren't all powerful because they're just like every other interest group out there fighting for common pool resources. There's only so much money to go around, and there's a significant amount of political competition for resources in state and especially national politics. But where teachers' unions are very powerful is in their ability to block reforms they oppose. This is especially true at the state and local levels of government. When policy issues are pushed down to these levels, where only a tiny fraction of Americans vote in local school board elections, the union's political power becomes especially pronounced. One example of this was the bipartisan effort to reform teacher evaluation during the 2010s. At that time, President Obama and Republicans agreed that reform was sorely needed. For far too long, student learning rarely factored into a teacher's evaluation. Even after states adopted tougher evaluation laws, for example, most school districts simply went through the motions, giving favorable evaluations to most teachers and removing few low performers from the classroom. Likewise, when states passed laws encouraging school districts to replace union-favored salary schedules with performance-based pay systems, districts tended to demur in the face of educator resistance. Remember, all the reforms that come out of Washington and states' capitals have to be implemented at the local school district level by administrators, superintendents, and school board members, many of whom owe their positions to teachers' unions. When the unions endorse a candidate in a local school board election, the union wins 7 out of 10 contests, showing their significant political influence.
Now, that's mighty interesting. That shows you how your teachers' unions are honeycombed into politics. Shows you how they're able to have so much influence over your school district. Anybody got any questions about this? I got one more video on it, and then I got to go to something else. But I said I would be about this topic about 20, 30 minutes on it. Because it's important for you to know where your child learning and how these people getting paid.
And then, see, this is the thing. Look, like Eric Wright said, the unions, you know,
money grab.
This is a money grab for for Democrats, the unions, and this is also a political way that these teachers, you see what I'm saying, could get could it be influential when it comes down to politics too. You see what I'm saying? It's like we all think, oh, you know, and this and that, but see, just like these Democratic unions, they use political contributions from their from the people that pay dues for their candidates. You know, they don't even have to agree with the damn candidates is talking about. You know, they don't even have to agree on the issues with the candidates, but they're gonna do it anyway. Allocate that money.
Now watch this, because I'm gonna play a little. I'm gonna play something for you. Remember, Barack Obama had a secretary. His name was Arne Duncan. Arne Duncan was on record saying in 2010 that Hurricane Katrina was the best thing that ever happened because it allowed them to reform New Orleans' education system. And that at that time, when Barack Obama was in office, New Orleans had the most charter schools in the country almost. Yes. Yes. And he said Hurricane Katrina allowed them to do it. Yes, that guy. Arnie Duncan. Barack Obama's Department of Education. Can you believe it? Well, you're going to believe it now. Because, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do it. Well, yeah, it is.
I am pleased to be joined today by my outstanding Education Secretary, Arnie Duncan, at Graham Road Elementary School, one of Virginia's finest schools. And here at Graham Road, they're using innovative approaches to provide effective teaching to all their students. And that's something that all of America's schools have to do. As I said before, there are any number of actions we can take as a nation to enhance our competitiveness and secure a better future for our people, but few of them will make as much of a difference as improving the way we educate our sons and daughters. Offering our children an outstanding education is one of our most fundamental, perhaps our most fundamental obligation as a country. And whether we meet that obligation not only reflects who we are as Americans, it will shape our future as a nation. And countries that out-educate us today will outcompete us tomorrow, and I refuse to let that happen on my watch. It's clear that doing the same old things will not get the job done for our kids or for America or for our future. So when I took office, I asked Arnie Duncan to work with states and local school districts to take on business as usual in our education system. And that's how the Race to the Top competition was born last July. It's a national competition among states to improve our schools. Over the past few months, we've seen such a positive response that today I'm announcing our intention to make a major new investment, more than $1.3 billion in this year's budget to continue the race to the top. And this support will not only reaffirm our commitment to states engaged in serious reform, it will also expand the Race to the Top competition to include local school districts that are also committed to change. So innovative districts like the one in Texas, whose reform efforts are being stymied by state decision makers, will soon have the chance to earn funding to help them pursue those reforms. After months of planning and preparation, the first round of Race to the Top applications is coming due today. And it's a sign of how much states and schools believe this initiative will benefit them that we're expecting significantly more states to apply than will actually receive a grant. And here's how Race to the Top works. Last year, we set aside more than $4 billion to improve our schools, one of the largest investments in reform in our nation's history. But we didn't just hand this money out to states that wanted it. We challenged them to compete for it. And it's the competitive nature of this initiative that we believe helps make it so effective. We laid out a few key criteria and said, if you meet these tests, we'll reward you by helping you reform your schools. First, we encourage states to adopt more challenging standards that will actually prepare our kids for college and their careers. We also encourage schools to adopt better assessments, not just one-size-fits-all approaches, to measure what our kids know and what they're able to do. Second, we urge schools and school districts to make sure we have excellent principals leading our schools and great teachers leading our classes by promoting rigorous plans to develop and evaluate teachers and principals and by rewarding their success. Third, we urge states to use cutting-edge data systems to track a child's progress throughout their academic career and to link that child's progress to their teachers so we know what's working and what's not working in the classroom. Fourth, we encourage states to show a stronger commitment to turning around some of their lowest performing schools. And even before states have received a single dime of taxpayer money, many of them have committed to instituting important reforms to better position themselves for a race to the top grade. 48 states have now joined a nationwide partnership to develop a common set of rigorous career-ready standards in reading and math. Wisconsin has enacted legislation permitting schools to link student achievement to the performance of teachers and principals. In Illinois, Louisiana, Tennessee, California, we've seen changes in laws or policies to let public charter schools expand and succeed. These are public schools with more independence that are formed by teachers, parents, and community members. So by rewarding some of these states submitting applications today, by extending the race to the top for states, by launching a race to the top among school districts, and by applying the principles of race to the top to other federal programs, we'll build on this success. We're going to raise the bar for all our students and take bigger steps towards closing the achievement gap that denies so many students, especially Black and Latino students, a fair shot at their dreams. We'll open up opportunity evenly and equitably across our education system. We'll develop a culture of innovation and excellence in our public schools, and we'll reward success and replicate it across the country. These are some of the principles that drive Race to the Top. These are some of the principles that will drive my forthcoming budget. And these steps won't transform our education system overnight. Not every school is going to be Graham immediately, but they will help put us on a path to raise the quality of American education, to prepare our children to succeed in their lives, in their careers, and to secure America's success in the 21st century. That's a goal my administration will be focused on achieving in the months and years to come. Thanks very much, everybody.
All right. Now, you heard, anybody got questions about this? Because I want to expound on this, because what he was doing was basically saying, okay, you states compete for these grants. These were grants given to school districts. And yes, Franklin Zuna, this is exactly what prompted the school cheating scandal in Georgia, which Fannie Willis was behind. So yes, you're exactly right.
I wonder what was the shift of, I got to, the shift from male teachers to female teachers. I wonder how influential that was. Huh?
This was part of it.
That's a good point. That's a good point, man.
Now,
that's echoing.
I just went to school the other day. Okay, I'm just telling you, I went to school the other day. Matter of fact, my old high school, and went there looking for a guy. He does financial class, so that's how I'm gonna just try to catch him and whatever. He wasn't there, but when I went in there, I realized they got 2 languages now. This has never happened when I was young. This is almost 2 decades. I would be 20 years graduating from high school in 2025. And what I realized when I went to school, they had the metal detectors up. Walk through the metal detectors, whatever. Walk through in my office right there. The administration's a woman. There was a man in there, but it was a young Hispanic young lady working there too. But then I looked at the walls, and they got all this signage up. They got English speaking and they got Spanish speaking in the school. And I asked my buddy, I said, man, you go to the school all the time. How many Hispanics? He said, oh man. He said, the high school, we full of Hispanic students now. We got almost as many Hispanic students as us in a few years. I said, well, damn, this is only 20 years removed almost from when I went there. Wow. Crazy, right? But this is what Race to the Top also did. See, he told you about Black and Latino, but he didn't tell you that this was kickbacks. And these Teach for America teachers, I'm letting you know this. They are, for the most part, put in city schools. They do not know how to deal with your children. They cause problems. They're younger. And by the fact, they're not even getting paid much as regular silent teachers. But one thing about Barack Obama, he didn't tell you. When he was in office in Chicago, they closed over 40 school districts under Rahm Emanuel's mayorship.
Yep, under Rahm Emanuel. Yep. Damn.
They closed them schools, and the children, and they were putting them children everywhere. Children weren't even going to school in Chicago. And not only that, Teach for America was big in Chicago. And the same schools have been closed. You thought you were getting them schools back, didn't you? No, this is where we're going to keep the migrants in.
Yeah, that dude, Obama's so full of it, man. He's full of it.
But this Race to the Top program was a grant force.
Hold on, let me see something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm echoing a little bit. But yes, it was a grant force. And Teach America is what it is. It's a hustle. It's a big hustle. But a lot of teachers, and a lot of these people are feel about teachers unions. Now, I'm going to come back another day on here and talk about the teachers union, their pensions and all that. I ain't getting into all that right now. But if you're a teacher and you know, I mean, you might want to check the pension. BlackRock is robbing you blind. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
Don't take it from me. Take it from them. Where's the money? Because ain't nothing funny. But as you realize, he told you we got to teach America to people with him in the White House, right? That ought to let you know something right there. There's something funny about this business, right? But I don't think y'all understood. You might understand, but the people don't even know what Teach for America is. Oh, they're not. They're there to hustle you, man. Like everybody said, the fleece of America. Yes. And they Teach for America, they don't have to go down to school for 2 years. They basically, some of them could be getting a degree at the same time. You don't know who these people are. I told you they'd be coming from anywhere. So, and they will argue down. Matter of fact, ask your child who they having a problem with. Ask their teacher their credentials. They might work for Teach for America. Yes, that's right. But however, I said I was gonna spend the most time on them topics, but got a little bit more to bring out. About your boy Charlemagne the fraud, since he says he thinks we should be shot for not agreeing with him politically. I guess, right? That's very nice of him to say that. Pretty sure a man that got punked by Joe Biden really shouldn't be telling me that, but if you want to shoot me, hey man, it is what it is. I'm not mad at you, brother. But hey, political violence will be coming up in the future. So be prepared for what goes down. I mean, it's getting real out here now. I mean, just letting you know, it's getting real. We're gonna have a lot of psyops this year. Oh, here he is. Here they got the good guy, that good old guy, Charlemagne the fraud. Yeah, that guy.
Okay. Go RFK Jr. and shout. Well, I do. Jason Johnson, February, was on the Stephen A. Smith show. They were having a conversation around politics, Black America, Black conservatives, Trump, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And in this particular clip, and I left the link in the description box below if you want to listen to this 10-minute segment in its entirety, which I suggest that you do, right? But in this particular clip, what they started to discuss was whether or not there was any hope for the Black community, right? Go figure, coming from them, right? There's any hope for the Black community. And the conversation had quickly pivoted to folks like you and me who are online, and they say, people like us, we get online and just solely to make money by sowing seeds of division within the Black community concerning our political thought. That's where the conversation pivoted to. And as they were discussing that, Charlemagne discussing how social media is a gift and a curse because it gave everybody a voice, right? Which is a good and a bad thing. And in giving everybody a voice, then comes the rise of people like myself, not tooting my own horn as if I'm somebody that's major, because I'm not. But that was the point that he was making. Then comes the rise of folks like you and me who are online, just making money, sowing seeds of division in the Black community, creating confusion. Stephen A. Smith will go on to ask him, well, what should we do with these people? What should we do with these Black men and women that are conducting themselves in this fashion? What should we do with them? And Charlemagne proceeds to discuss how we can't take everybody with us. And as it pertains to those Black men and women who sow seeds of confusion within the Black community with their disingenuous political thought just simply meaning you don't want to vote for Biden, What we should do is boom, boom. That's what we should do. We should take him out. We should boom, boom. Don't believe me? I will play that for you right now.
So that's the way I look at it now. But again, I'll come back to you and ask, any hope whatsoever, silver lining, a light at the end of the rainbow down the line.
We do have a lot of good people that are in positions of power, with different platforms. And I think they're putting a lot of good stuff out there. So there's always hope. But we have to understand everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta leave some people on. You gotta leave some people behind.
So it's just like everybody can't go, and we have to understand that.
So who are the people that can't go? I'm not asking names. I'm not asking names. I'm talking about classification. The kind of folks that you're talking about. Let's crystallize it. Let's crystallize it for the audience. Who are the kind of folks that got to be left behind? We got to say their asses got to stay. We can't go. We can't bring them with us. Who are those people?
I think anybody who's not willing to have genuine conversation. I think what you said a little while ago is very important. Like, some people are just doing this for entertainment purposes. And, I don't feel like, what we're going through in this country, who we are in this country, I don't think that's a joke. I don't think that should be for somebody's.
Well, hold on. Stop that. Stop that clip, yo.
The individuals who.
Pause on that clip. Pause on that damn clip. Hey, they're the two main characters on social media who doing it for the money. I mean, we got it. Stephen A. saying he actually do it for his business, and lesser charge. 90%. But watch this though. 90% of his career was satire on egregious stuff. I mean, SA stuff that got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. 90% of his media career was on devaluing the so-called black woman. He did so much SA talk about, you know what I'm saying? Sniffing women's chairs and seats and stuff on, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. What?
Hey, look, let the clown.
Go back and look at that early Breakfast Club when he used to, all the women used to come on there, like them different celebrity women and stuff, females. How he used to talk to the women, man. That nigga was a sexual deviant, man. What his character was that he played. Well, come on, dude. Hey, I'm gonna listen to this nigga about politics when this nigga he joke about all about, you know what I'm saying? Sexual deviancy with women, females and stuff. Joking about, you know what I'm saying? Drugging women and having, you know what I'm talking about? Come on, dude.
Man, we got hypocrites.
We forgot about that.
What did he drug an underage girl though? That's what
man, we ain't forgot about that, man. So these are the ones that we supposed to listen to about politics. Hey, look, hold on. I'm gonna say this one last thing. London Bridge is falling down, dog.
It is falling down. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm glad you took the words of my mouth. Because he talking about London Bridge fall down. And if you don't agree with him, he want to shoot your ass. All right? Now listen to this. That's what he gonna tell you.
Just want confrontation over conversation. The individuals that we know, wherever we go, they're gonna cause conflict. You got to do them like Harriet Tubman would have did them. Internal conflict. You got to do them like Harriet Tubman would have did them. Shoot them right there on the spot. They can't come. Everybody cannot go with us.
This man literally said, Charlemagne the fraud, Charlemagne the clown. This man literally got up here and said, you have to shoot black men on the spot. You got to do them like Harriet Tubman would have done. And notice his hand gestures when he said that. The first time he says it, he said, you got to do them like Harriet Tubman would have done, and was doing like this. And then Stephen A. Smith interrupted. And then he went to repeat it again. So, and you can tell he really wanted to get that out, because he said, you got to do him like Harriet Tubman would have done. Stephen A. Smith interrupts him, and he doubles back because he wants to get this out so bad. And he said, you got to do him like Harriet Tubman would have.
All right. I got a question. I mean, I'm just asking a question. I mean, I'm not saying this, but I mean, he ain't talking to Biden like that when he was on the show. I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out, man. I'm just a little confused here. I mean, what's all this vitriol? Oh, we can't take them with us. Just shoot them. Leave them behind. What the hell is this about? Threatening you again. Man, I'm about to start calling these people. Boy, I hate to say it, man. I'm going to start calling them the Black KKK because they are acting like some Klan members for real. Boy, these boys are bad.
How's he doing that thing with his hand like a 7-year-old? You know what I'm saying? He's like a little kid, like a shoot gesture, like
shut the hell up and do what I tell you to do. Shut up and vote for Biden, goddammit. That's
like he about to bust a cap in somebody's ass or something. But see, this is that look. We can't take. I mean, these people like this, Charlemagne, man, the fraud. I don't take people like that seriously. He's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Him, all the Breakfast Loves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just like they try to do. You know what I mean? Do damage control with Candace Owens the other day.
He is a clown. He is a clown.
Didn't him and what's the name make you know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't even want to really go say this, but they made like some weird like prints of their stuff for each other and they gave it to each other, him and DJ Envy. What's up with that?
They very weird. They made a butt cheek.
Weird, bro.
Man.
But don't get no more weirder than that.
Hey, shout out to my boy Stice in the chat, man. That's PKF Topics, man. Hey, go sub up, man, on PK Topics on YouTube, man. He's doing some great work interviewing. He did a great work interviewing some of the local teachers and stuff in his area, local politicians and stuff, you know. So go check out PKF Topics on YouTube, man. Check them out.
Salute Stice up in the building. Hell yeah.
Now, I got to bring up something that happened last week on the Breakfast Squirrels with Ms. Owens because they talked about Diddy. And you got to remember, who is Charlemagne's boss? P. Diddy is his boss, isn't he? Isn't he? Did he work with Revolt? Charlemagne? Oh.
Birds of a what?
Feather flock together. So Charlemagne, will they be coming for you? Oh my goodness, it is getting so good in here. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. I'm sitting there saying, hey, look here. Remember Charlemagne? You say you can't take us with you. I don't want to be with your ass. Because the chickens are coming home to roost. God damn it. Oh man, I don't cry when they come home to roost. Clown show. But Charlemagne was on Revolt TV now. I'm just letting you know. Now Revolt TV is still on. Are they gonna cancel Revolt TV? I'm just asking. But just saying. But last week, when they had the interview with Ms. Owens, they brought up P. Diddy. And what got me was they've been telling you. Well, just today, wait a minute. I'm going to say this.
The all-new GoDaddy Arrow helps you get your business online in minutes with the
and told you how much money the record industry made last year. I think they made the music industry made $17 billion last year. But I think, wait a minute, man. I'm going to get to that too. But listen, I think 84% of the music industry was made off streaming, which means they are robbing the shit out of these goddamn artists. They are robbing these boys blind.
Yeah, better believe that.
AI with the perfect name.
Wake that ass up early in the morning.
Americans and white Americans shouldn't be marrying. Funny because the media tries to portray me as
you got a platform too.
Mm-hmm.
So do you find yourself performing at times?
I'm genuine. So there's never going to be a person that comes onto my show or a person that I've taught humor, and I always have so much fun. Genuinely, I'm having so much fun on my show, on my podcast. I think that the worst stereotype is they have me as somebody that's like angry and hardened because they're always pulling out just one excerpt of something that I've said. And I really, I don't like that because I have just a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
I laugh, even when they get me good. Like if they do something and they say something that I'm like, actually, I hate this person, but that's kind of funny. Like I do look like that. I'll laugh. You know?
Yeah, I saw that when Chappelle
said
what he said.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, I'm like, listen, Dave Chappelle, I didn't even think he was actually that funny in that skit. Of all the Chappelle skits that, exist, I didn't think he was that funny. I think he was really angry throughout that skit. But also it's Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? It's Dave Chappelle, and he knows my name and he knows who I am. And I think that you need comedians. It's a protected space. And even if they're making fun of people, as soon as we start killing the jokers, we're no longer living in a society that we want to be in. Trust me, when the kings start killing the jokers, it's not good. And I love Dave Chappelle. I grew up on Dave Chappelle. I was genuinely honored that he even knew my name. I was just like,
what did you say?
Cool.
It didn't make you feel no type of way. Called you the most articulate idiot he's ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, like I said, I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was insulting, but I wanted to make a larger statement that we need the comedians. You know what I mean? And even though I particularly did not find it funny, I just thought it was important to just kind of rise above it, and yeah, it was offensive. Yes, he definitely intended it for it to be offensive, but at the end of the day, I didn't really think it was an opportunity to be like, what was I going to say? Cancel Dave Chappelle? It's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Now you accused T.I. of performing earlier, but you got a platform too.
Mm-hmm.
So do you find yourself performing at times?
I'm genuine. So there's never going to be a person that comes onto my show or a person that I've talked to that is going to be like, Candace, and flipped up, when the cameras were on and started saying things that she didn't say to me privately. That's what I mean about a performance.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that? You and I had spoken on the phone multiple times. I know what you think. I know that you veer conservative. So what was that? Actually, what was that? No, for me, I actually say what I believe. I actually believe the things that I'm saying. And people just find that to be incredulous. How could a Black person not be a Democrat? How could she not honor Lyndon Baines Johnson's dream to have, those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years? Because I learned my history properly after I left school, because now I see that the people that I thought were my saviors are actually avowed racists. And what they really wanted to do was just to recreate the slave plantation. And when I see people like T.I., it gets me angry. It does. People should be angry. People should now be questioning full stop, especially after the Diddy lawsuit, like what's real and what's not, who's being blackmailed, who maybe, is being controlled by certain people. I don't know. These are questions that I think people are ready to start asking, but I definitely have a huge question mark on T.I.
You mentioned Diddy lawsuit.
Yeah,
you
mentioned Diddy lawsuit
twice with T.I. What's up with the Diddy lawsuit?
What do you mean, what's up? You guys have definitely covered it, right?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
It suggests that he was the Jeffrey Epstein of Hollywood, that there's a blackmail ring, that people are being given drugs, they're doing things while they're drugged, and then those people are controlled, right? Because if you're a rapper and your brand is hardcore and I have a video of you kissing a guy, and I'm like, I'll release it unless you say or do or take this position, that's a blackmail ring, right? So
T.I. wasn't in there, though.
No, he wasn't. I'm just saying that the Diddy lawsuit kind of led me to ask some larger questions about, okay, because I have been feeling like in my heart that something weird's going on with Black media. I'm like, what is this trash that we're trying to sell as good music? This isn't Black culture. I hate that Black people even call it Black culture, because that's like, no. Vultures came in and took Black culture, turned it into something else. Like I said, I've said it many times. I grew up listening to Lauryn Hill. Stop trying to tell me this is Black culture. Like I grew up in my grandfather's house listening to The Temptations. Stop trying to tell me if this is Black culture. It's not. This is
Black
rotten.
people are monolithic. I mean, you're like, even you're an example of that.
No, I'm not saying we're a monolith. I'm just saying that Black people create magic when they want to. Okay, there's no singer that is better than a Black singer. If you want to go tit for tat, give me the best, white singer versus the best Black singer. Like, we have unbelievable talent, right? So if you're going to tell me that what we are now making mainstream is the filth that I hear today, I'm going to start asking questions about who's condoning this, who's signing these people.
But music is an algorithm, right? And what they really do is they see what music is being hit on Shazam or what people are quote unquote liking, and that's what they play more.
It's getting artificial.
That's
it's starting to get artificial.
Say.
No, and I think that's why, like, I do love Kanye, because I think he was pointing to this stuff really early. Like when he jumped on stage and grabbed the trophy from Taylor Swift. People were mad. I was mad. I remember being like, what on earth is he doing? But what was he actually telling you? That all of this it's a performance, right? Like this is not based on merit anymore. And by the way, he was factually right. The Taylor Swift video was like a girl dancing in a mirror, and Beyonce put out Single Ladies, one of the greatest music videos of all time, and they gave it to Taylor Swift. There's a narrative. There's a person that they're trying to make big whenever they make these decisions. Also clarified by the Diddy lawsuit, because the person alleges, I'll say allegedly, that Diddy told him if he did this or that he would get producer of the year. Well, how could Diddy make that decision? How could Diddy offer that to somebody full stop? This means that there's a different reason that people are getting awarded and are being platformed. And I have seen people that I just do not believe were made hot by Black people that were suddenly being thrown in our face and being invited everywhere on red carpets, and suddenly they're next Taylor Swift. It all just feels so artificial.
Who
It doesn't feel well. I'm giving an example. You guys talked on stage about Ice Spice. I mean, on the show about Ice Spice, you guys played my clip where I was talking about it. I don't have anything against Ice Spice. I'm sure she's a very nice girl. I really am sure. She's young. That's not a justification. What is she, 20? How old is she, 20?
I think she's like 24, 25.
Yes, actually, she's not that young, right? Like Lauryn Hill she was like 18 when she was on Sister Act. But, the point is I don't fault her for making that music, but I am seeing this artificial promotion of Ice Spice. Like all of a sudden, of all the people, that's who Taylor Swift decided to put on her on the stage and take to, the Super Bowl. I have questions, I just have questions. And I do think that Kanye was trying to say something, in that moment when he took the trophy from her.
But when you listen to Lauryn Hill, there were other music there that wasn't like Lauryn Hill music.
There was Little Kim.
There was Little Kim.
It was the minority.
Here they go with this
Well, I
shit,
think
man.
Lauren's a
You
little
know what she
before
means, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. But what I will say, it was a minority of the music, and now it's the majority.
It was a balance.
And I would be okay with music like that if the majority of Black music was based on what we can actually create and our talent. Because like I said, we have a ton of talent. I tend to think that when we get involved in certain things, we just do it better. I think creatively, Black people are very gifted. And where somebody is making our gift a curse, right? It's encouraging, it's music that's encouraging Black men to commit crimes. It's like a hip hop to prison pipeline. And I just, I really question it.
How do you feel when Meek Mill says he listens to you all the time? Because I've just thought about that when you was talking about the music that they make. He actually listens to you all the time. Did you see that tweet?
Let me pause that, because what I'm saying, I'm gonna say something, because she got into the CIA and she said the Pentagon got a budget by the CIA. There was a whole lot of things going on here. But if you notice, Charlamagne, they did not want to address that Diddy lawsuit, which lets you know who they working for. Why did they act like they didn't know? What about the Diddy lawsuit? What the hell you mean? You know about it. I'm acting disingenuous. You know about the Diddy lawsuit, don't you? I know about it.
No, but look, I don't like Candace Owens. I can't stand her, but I agree with everything she said on here, man. She's right. I like, she's right. We talented, what I'm saying? We up, but they want to push this narrative. I didn't like how they was trying to act like they didn't know what she was talking about. There's a balance. There was a balance back then. She said, "Oh, there was a Little Kim." Man, nobody was talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, come
There's
on.
a balance. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of more positive hip hop back then versus the trashy ratchet stuff like there is now. You see what I'm saying?
She mentioned Lauryn Hill. They mentioned some Lil Kim.
Right. How do you go from that to that? You know what I'm saying?
It just show you where their mindsets is at.
It shows where their mindset's at, right?
Right. And like I said, Lil Kim, it was only who you had. Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, like I said, it was smaller compared to the
later. I think you had was it Adriana Howard, but not really. I mean, she had a song.
Or Adina Howard.
Adina Howard.
Yeah, but you had like a few people. I mean, Missy Elliott wasn't rapping like that. I mean, she was rapping, but not that much. But for the most part, you had a few people. But now this is like a whole sub-genre now.
Right. So, that's true.
Like she said. I mean, where are the rap cities at? Why she ain't getting awards? Why she not being put into the front? Give us a balance there. You know what I'm saying? Where the
they took that
what's my girl Sarah? What's the girl name? With
was it Free and 106 and Pop? No.
She's dope. Yeah, rapper. She's like real conscious hip hop rapper.
Right. No Name. I mean, we got with the rapper name No Name. I mean, female rapper named No Name. Rap City. I mean, we know about them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But they don't get no mainstream, like you said. They're not winning no awards and not getting no mainstream play like that for real.
Well, like Miss Owens said, they're not being promoting like who is pushing this trash out here. These people got to be controlled. Like she said it's artificial. But you know what DJ Envy did say one thing? He did say one thing. I'm going to give him credit. He did say music is an algorithm. They are controlling the algorithm to push these people out here. He did say that.
Of course.
And see, they're pushing it, and then see they can push this more on these other groups too, like these white suburbanites and these other people too. They could push this on them more too, because you know what I mean. You don't really being ratchet and having fun and all that and doing this and that. You see what I'm saying? you could just be free and be free with your sexuality and all this stupid
man,
shit.
I'm
Like,
tell you something, man.
be pushing up.
I was with my homeboy one day, and we was out. We was out doing an event. Yo. A white girl came and asked him, "Can you play Sexy Red Pound Town?" Boy.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, this is bad. But that's why like my man Erie Rice said, that's why getting your own records or master recordings is so important. Now, one thing she said on there, listen closely, that she said that who is controlling it. She called them butchers, matter of fact, coincidentally, that's the name of Kanye's song, Butchers. But my thing is, she was talking about the prison, the hip hop pipeline or whatever. What did Lion Cohen tell you? He told you, well, he called him and said, you being a culture vulture. He's like, well, I got to feed my family, don't I? He said, yes, I'm pushing the trash, but I'm going to feed my family. Off you. That's what he told you. Well, he said, I don't know no damn Dame Dash. I know Jay-Z. Well, how you know Jay-Z, but you don't know damn Dash? That's like you going to hey man, that's like you going to get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but not getting no jelly or not getting one or the other. Just get the fucking bread. So there ain't no way you know who Dame Dash was. That's a damn lie. But nevertheless.
Right.
I'm just saying, man, it's hypocritical. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know why they got this girl Jessica Lyrics on there. She don't know how to ask no questions. Let me find that part where they talk about the CIA.
Right. That's supposed to be Angela Yee's replacement or something?
Yeah. In Georgia.
Wow.
That's what the trial should be about. But as long as
and using it to fund her and her boyfriend's lifestyle.
They did find out that they said that wasn't true. The money part.
They said it on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're saying that like this lawsuit will lead to more lawsuits. I mean, this trial will lead to more.
Oh, they kind of low-key sticking up for
you were born a man. You lived for the first 3 years of your life as a man. What is the first thing you would do?
I don't want to fight you.
What? And then after that, let's say you're the president of France. After that.
At Vistaprint, we print your brand on everything, like t-shirts, hats, totes, hoodies, and ooh, really fancy.
They super goofy, man.
With this, telling you guys, look into the case. It is wild. Jean-Michel Trogneau is now Brigitte Macron, transitioned at the age of 30. By the way, alone, that whole story of Emmanuel Macron was like 30 years older. Mm-hmm. That already we're in pedophile territory. So everything about that story has been sick from the beginning.
Well, the age in France, I agree with you on that. But the age in France, I think the legal age is 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, in different interviews, they said 14. He was 13. It's something not right there in that entire situation. And yeah, I'm telling you, look into it. It's a wild story.
Now, why do you believe that Hollywood was created by the CIA?
Well, before we say Hollywood was created by the CIA, I guess I should clarify because, first off, you guys do know the Pentagon has a budget for film. Like there's a whole department in the Pentagon. Know that. That's a fact. There you go. That's all you need to know. There's an entire department in the Pentagon. They get involved with films, and they get involved with films for the purpose of propaganda. They always have.
What movies
I should have said Pentagon instead of CIA. Tons of them. I should show you the list. You should pull it up. It's wild. Yeah, Pentagon Department for Hollywood. Tons of them. Even Transformers. Even Transformers, because they're concerned about certain narratives. They get involved with like World War films, like how are we telling a story about history? Usually it's because we're lying about what we did or trying not to make Americans aware of the crimes against humanity that we commit overseas,
Yeah, the Pentagon has funded some films, Black Hawk Down, Red Dawn, GoldenEye.
The more you know. So now you understand your experience in theaters is what your government wants you to think. They want you to
Didn't
think
Obama just fund that film or produce that film?
Not all how things have actually happened.
6 of the best movies made with help from the Department of Defense. This is military.
Yeah. I shouldn't have said CIA. I should have just said the government. But
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm. It's all about
Iron Man. Oh my God!
I didn't know that was on the list.
Now he upset. Now he upset.
Let me ask. Interesting.
Now you said
talking about continue.
What? Iron Man? Nah, that's her limit right there. She was like, you know what? Now it's crazy.
What is the point of that? Just control?
Yeah, propaganda. It's crazy. You grow up in school and you think propaganda belongs to the east or something.
Mhm.
Propaganda is the name of the game of our government. They, again, never want you to look into the crimes that they are committing. So they're
Mhm.
constantly trying to sell themselves as the good guys. They did the most. They rescued and saved the world. They've never done anything bad overseas. If you are living and you believe that the American government hasn't committed crimes against humanity, you had to wake up from the propaganda. You just
Oh,
got to, you got to,
absolutely.
you got to learn real history, not what was taught to you in a textbook. That's all just propaganda. You know, we've done horrific things.
Now,
Horrific things.
you mentioned Kanye put you on the phone with T.I. and some other people. What's your relationship with Kanye? Because I know one time y'all were going to do a business with each other, and then
Yeah.
that just fizzled out.
Yeah, you know, I was under so much pressure. It was actually insane to say horrific things about Kanye when all that stuff started going down. Was it 2 years ago now?
Mhm.
And the truth is my relationship with Kanye began long before I ever even met Kanye. I really do credit the creation of like my spirit and my character with listening to his music and having the courage to step out of the bounds of what people say that you are allowed to be. And like his song Power, I played that so many times when I got into politics, just realizing that I was going to take a lot of bullets. People were going to say a lot of things about me, but really the power is within me to just not care. And that is why I think that a lot of people don't understand like what Kanye means, I think, to the Black community. And that's why the media couldn't take him down, because the media didn't create Kanye. That's the truth. They didn't create him. And so I will forever defend what
Oh,
Kanye
believe me,
has
they
meant
understand.
to so many people.
Say it again. Go back. What'd you say, Shaq? Say it again.
They understand, nigga. That's why I say one of the most influentials, like I said, to the young generations, and to, like you said, the creative generations and the visionary generations of people they don't necessarily want to be boxed in. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so corporate.
Well, she said
You know what I'm saying? So corporate structure, like, boxed in. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, this is politically correct. What? Mm-hmm.
And that song,
They know.
Holy Power, was a good song. That was a good song too. I like that song actually. That was a good song.
That was a dope song.
But let me, Lane. Dang, Dawson. She said she missed Candace speaking. Let me break it down, Dawson. She talked about the CIA, and she talked about Diddy's lawsuit. But Frank, let's go back. Let's play that for a minute. I might play 2 minutes of it, Dawson, so you can hear that part about the CIA. But she really broke down that it's okay. It's okay. I'll replay that part for you so you can hear it. That part. I'm gonna do that for you because I respect you. Besides, that Teach America thing, that was interesting. I'm gonna go back to it. But what she said, she talked about Kanye West too. She said Kanye West was one of the things people that got her, But Frank, what do you think of this propaganda thing that she's talking about and all this CIA, and they act like they don't know what the Pentagon is, and the Pentagon fund. Of course, the Pentagon got a defense industry. They make film. They need you to see it. That's how they get the propaganda out.
It's the same. It's the same for the news, right?
Yes.
They control the news.
Yes.
They control movies. They don't control the news. Unless people like Charlemagne. Look, these people are agents, man. These people are part of the CIA. You know what I'm saying? Walter Cronkite, all them dudes.
Transformers.
Oh yeah, look, somebody, who was talking about that? Papa Duck was talking about that, and he was talking about even like Transformers. You notice all these movies have a protagonist and an antagonist. There's always some type of plot to rule the world, but see, that lets you know that's what the elite. That's why the elites do that, because they're the ones doing that, right? And it has to take some hero to save the day from the elite. That's what the elite is. That's the one. Those are the antagonists.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Dawson, I'm gonna play it for you one more time so you hear it. And then I gotta talk about this Birmingham Southern College closing. Yes, an HBCU closing. I told you what was about to happen. Oh my God. It might not be HBCU. But
look.
And then I would give
they're talking all this stuff about the HBCU, like Shaq said the other day, but then they the one that defunded the HBCU.
You're right. Now, hold on.
But see, and then we can't forget those HBCU. Look, that's Creed people stuff right there.
That's Creed people.
We don't own that.
Now, because as soon as I'm done with this clip that I'm playing for Dawson, I'm gonna show you the music industry or read it to you. They made $17 billion last year.
That's a lot of money. You said billion with a B.
This is the danger of conspiracy theories. This is my brother. It is ridiculous. This is being pushed by far right. Nothing. They've just been trying to silence people, intimidation and tactics. They even tried to to the press a photo, which got debunked. It was actually Jean-Michel's daughter saying that this was Jean-Michel. They turned it into black and white and tried to pretend that was a photo. You're now sharing fake photos, trying to get away with this. I'm telling you guys, look into the case. It is wild. Jean-Michel Charbonneau is now Brigitte Macron, transitioned at the age of 30. By the way, alone, that whole story of Emmanuel Macron was like 30 years older. That already, we're in pedophile territory. So everything about that story has been from the beginning.
Well, the age in France, I agree with you on that, but the age in France, I think the legal age is 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, in different interviews, they said 14.
Oh,
he was 13.
Charlemagne low-key
Something
defended
not right there in that entire
See what I'm saying?
situation. And yeah, I'm telling you, look into it. It's a wild story.
Now, why do you believe that Hollywood was created by the CIA?
Well, before we say Hollywood was created by the CIA, I guess I should clarify because, first off, you guys do know the Pentagon has a budget for film. Like there's a whole department in the Pentagon.
know that.
That's a fact. There you go. That's all you need to know. There's an entire department in the Pentagon. They get involved with films, and they get involved with films for the purpose of propaganda. They always have.
What movies have
I
they
should have
produced?
said Pentagon instead of CIA. Tons of them. I should show you the list. You should pull it up. It's
Google it right now.
wild. Yeah,
Absolutely,
Pentagon
please.
Department for Hollywood. Tons of them.
I have to
Even
report this.
Transformers. Even Transformers, like, because they're concerned about certain narratives. They get involved with like World War films, like How Are We Telling a Story About History?
Wait a minute. April 25th or April 26th, that World War, that Civil War movie coming out. Don't forget.
Usually it's because we're lying about what we did or trying not to make Americans aware of the crimes against humanity that we
Wow.
commit overseas,
Yeah, the Pentagon has funded some films: Black Hawk Down, Red Dawn, GoldenEye.
The more you know. So now you understand your experience in theaters is what your government wants you to think. They want you to think that this is how things happen, and it's usually not at all how things have actually happened.
6 of the best movies made with help from the Department of Defense. This is military.
Yeah. I shouldn't have said CIA. I should have just said the government. But
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, Apollo 13.
It's all about
Iron
just
Man?
Iron Man. Oh my
I
God.
didn't know that was on the list.
Now he upset. Now he upset. Let me ask,
Interesting.
now you
But
said
talking about continue.
What? Iron Man? Nah, that's her limit right there. She was like, you know what? Now it's crazy.
What is the point of that? Just control?
Yeah, propaganda. It's crazy. You grow up in school and you think propaganda belongs to the East or something. Propaganda is the name of the game of our government. They, again, never want you to look into the crimes that they are committing. So they constantly trying to sell themselves as the good guys. They did the most. They rescued and saved the world. They've never done anything bad overseas. If you are living and you believe that the American government hasn't committed crimes against humanity, you had to wake up from the propaganda. You just got to, you got to learn real history, not what was taught to you in a textbook. That's all just propaganda. We've done horrific things. Things.
You mentioned Kanye put you on the phone with T.I. and some other people. What's your relationship with Kanye? Because I know one time y'all were going to do a business with each other, and then that just fizzled out.
Yeah, I was under so much pressure. It was actually insane to say horrific things about Kanye when all that stuff started going down. Was it 2 years ago now? And the truth is my relationship with Kanye began long before I ever even met Kanye. I really do credit the creation of like my spirit and my character with listening to his music and having the courage to step out of the bounds of what people say that you are allowed to be. And like his song Power, I played that so many times when I got into politics, just realizing that I was going to take a lot of bullets. People were going to say a lot of things about me, but really the power is within me to just not care. And that is why I think that a lot of people don't understand like what Kanye means, I think, to the Black community. And that's why the media couldn't take him down, because the media didn't create Kanye. That's the truth. They didn't create him. And so I will forever defend what Kanye has meant to so many people who grew up on his music and listen to his music, like just knowing that that you have it within yourself and you have the power within yourself to be something. He's obviously still creating music, still loved very much. Do I agree with everything that Kanye does? No. I don't even think Kanye agrees with all the stuff that Kanye does.
He performs a lot.
Yeah.
He performs a lot. He throws you under the bus when he needs to, though. Like,
Me?
Yeah, it
What do you
feels
say
like
about
that.
me?
It just feels like he's quick to distance himself from you at certain points.
I think that a lot of the way what do you mean by that, I guess?
I think about one moment in particular when everybody got mad at him. It was, I don't know if it was something you designed. It was the Blexit shirts or something, and you said he designed them, and he was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so I think that actually time has been good with that situation because I couldn't say a lot and people thought that I was like lying. Like Candace lied. First off, I never said that Kanye designed the t-shirts ever. I said that he designed the logo, and Kanye did design the logo.
Oh,
He had helped us, like, I have photos of it. Like, but at that time, Kanye was going through a lot personally. And I just didn't think I just decided that I was just going to be the bigger person. I could have clarified it in the media, but I just allowed everyone to call me a liar because, like I said, I'm like a fiercely loyal person. And because I knew of a lot of stuff that was going on personally with him, I just didn't want to add to the avalanche, of people criticizing him. But again, I never had said that Kanye designed the t-shirts, but he did help us with the logo.
And why troll people? Like when y'all wore the White Lives Matter shirts?
No, because white lives do matter. And the point wasn't to troll people. It was actually to make a statement. And that's that first off, Kanye was behind that, but he's an artist. And there's a point that he's always making it. You don't think he did this to troll. Like that seems very beneath him. I'm just doing this to troll.
I don't know. Dame Dash is a guy, and Dame Dash even said that's what he does. He trolls. But it's obvious he trolls.
I didn't consider that as trolling. I definitely don't think that he would have put trolling as a part of his fashion show. He takes his fashion pretty seriously,
Because he's the type of person that will say one thing in private and then publicly do a whole about face on it.
He's done that with you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
A bunch of times.
On what topic? Because I've never stuff that he says that he believes. I've never seen him flip on a topic like.
No, I've seen him flip quite often.
On his positions?
Yes, absolutely.
That's interesting.
Absolutely.
Well,
wait a minute. Hold on now. Hold it. Now, didn't she ask him? Oh, wait a minute, Frank. Hold it, man. Hold it. She asked him, what did he do? He said tons of times. Well, tell us what he did.
No, actually, it's in reverse. See. You remember Kanye? Because they was getting. Remember Kanye used to always be a butt of people jokes and stuff. He used to troll him all the time, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Charlamagne, left the charge, had got next to Kanye. Kanye brought him out to Wyoming and stuff all, and did a whole film thing with him. And then, they had conversation behind the scene. Then he flipped on Ye and started, siding with the dude that was dating Kim Kardashian and stuff. Like, I'm like, what? Now this dude's your friend, which they probably, because he's a comedian too, the one cat that she was dating. You know what I'm saying? So he the one flipped on the old Ye boy. And was, you know what I'm saying, playing the both of two evils on in social media, because he had to get it back into the satire character. Come on, man. We talking about characters, and these niggas play characters.
Now let me say something. Now, early in the video, Dawson, you missed it. I might not go back to that because it'll be long. But I want to bring this up. They did bring up Diddy, and she brought the Diddy lawsuit. Charlamagne act like he didn't know what he talked about. Right here in this article, right here. Diddy's drug mule arrested at Miami airport at the same time rapper's son was putting there. So Diddy had a drug mule. Yes, had a drug mule. So his name is Brendan Paul. He was arrested by Miami-Dade police alongside Homeland Security agents at Opal Landport in Miami on 4:30 on Monday. Yes. So Charlamagne didn't know that about this. Now this interview was just on Thursday last week. So Diddy got arrested. Whatever happened when it is time. So I'm just letting you know. So people have been knowing about Diddy. But Charlamagne actually, but I told you Charlamagne's on Revolt TV now. Or was on Revolt TV. So he had to know somebody that did this shit. He ain't that damn oblivious.
But also let me add too, because we, you got to know this stuff, right? Lesser Charge was involved with the move with let me get it right. He was involved with the lady that did a couple people that did the production, written or directed Surviving R. Kelly. He was involved with them people. The people. What's her name?
Charlamagne?
The producer chick. Yeah.
Oh, I know about him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in the documentary. Yeah. Surviving R. Kelly, yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Yep, I know about him. But I just warn you, it was a whole lot of things that went down with Diddy last week. This didn't come up on there. But anyway, let me just read this article. New York Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner claims in a podcast with Aiden Ross Jews run the world. The NFL player constantly told him that his religion runs the world. Yes, he told a Jewish guy, your religion run the world. Yes. And now they're saying that, fuck you, I don't like the Jets no more and things like that. But he was on it with a Jewish guy, and the Jewish guy didn't even get mad. But so matter of fact, got it. Get this shit over here. Oh, now this shit now I jump in a circle. Right.
I know this is gonna sound, of course, and because he's black. Oh, guys, a Jew sold it to me because I'm Jewish. Wow. Yeah. Straight up, I'm being honest. No. I'm gonna be honest. Like, no funny weird shit. Y'all run the world. they got so much motion throughout the whole world. Oh my goodness. Y'all gotta see how they be walking in the airport with the one shit on the side of their head. That motherfucker that's stuck. They don't fall off.
That's Sauce Gardner, the cornerback for the New York Jets. He wears number 1. Second year player from, I think he went to Cincinnati. But he was on an interview with this Jewish guy named Aiden Ross, and he told him, y'all run the world. So now he sounded like he was joking, but they had his head, made a statement, say being anti-Semitic. The Jewish guy didn't say anything about it, but other people are. So I mean, man, once again, can't say that without anybody getting offended. Kind of like Candace Owens said, can't be a comedian no more. But comedians tell a lot of truth in their jokes too, by the way. U.S. recorded music industry made $17.1 billion in 2023. The industry revenues hit $17.1 billion. Taylor Swift was the biggest global artist recording in 2023. And matter of fact, Dawson, she mentioned Ice Spice, and she said that they're creating these people. She was like, it's an algorithm. That's what DJ Emmy was saying. So she said that this Taylor Swift thing isn't even authentic. That's what she kind of even said that. Physical and digital music grew 8%, marking the 8th year of growth for the world's largest recorded music market, RIAA. On a household basis, the money that makes its way back to record labels, distributors, and ultimate artists, the U.S. recording industry generated $11 billion in 2023. So it's up 7%. Okay. Breaking down this retail revenues from paid subscription services, including the likes of Spotify Premium and Apple Music, grew 9% to $11.2 billion in 2023 and accounted for 78% of streaming revenues and nearly 2/3 of total revenues. In addition to Spotify, price rises were implemented by other streaming services such as Apple Music, Amazon Music, and YouTube Music Premium. So this is I can't find that part about the 84% streaming, but this was a lot of things that went on with this streaming thing. But a lot of music is digital, man. So I mean, they telling you this, but where the hard copy at? Can I get a hard copy?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Can I get a hard copy?
No shit.
But got 2 more topics to come up, and I'm gonna let people call in. They want to talk or leave a comment that they might want to comment on. Because while y'all had your head turned, the Senate gave out $1.2 trillion for the bill they had last week. Then New York City today just started out giving out debit cards to the migrants while you was distracted with Baltimore. They started giving out debit cards to the migrants today. Yeah, just while you had your head turned. Yeah, while you had your head turned, the Supreme Court heard a case today on abortion pill. So here you go. I'm going to play it right for you.
Step into Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises, and turn website layouts into Reproductive health, the focus today at the Supreme Court. Justices are hearing arguments on whether it's legal to allow the abortion pill mifepristone to be sent by mail without a doctor's visit. This is the first major abortion case to get to the Supreme Court since Roe v. Wade was overturned 2 years ago now. Joining me now is ABC News Supreme Court contributor and professor at the University of Pennsylvania Law School, Kate Shaw. Kate, it's good to see you. I know that a lot of eyes were on the court today. Of course, you can't see, you can only listen, and I know you did. What did you make of the arguments today? You know, when you listen to the judges' questioning, the justices' questionings, you can figure out which way they're going. What did you hear today?
You're right, Phil. This was a widely watched, observed, listened to, in this case, argument. The first real encounter with abortion and the law since the court overruled Roe versus Wade in June of 2022. And I think that the tenor in the room actually was more skeptical about the challengers' case than I think a lot of people anticipated going in. So the challengers here are a group of anti-abortion physicians who are challenging the FDA's regulation of the abortion drug mifepristone. Originally, the challengers were actually asking the federal courts to declare that mifepristone should never have been an approved drug, making an argument that all the way back in the year 2000, when the agency approved the drug, that was basically done wrong and the drug should be, the approval should be revoked and the drug removed from the market. And actually, they were successful in the district court, but that argument didn't prevail in the Court of Appeals. And so in front of the Supreme Court here were just arguments about the conditions in which mifepristone can be prescribed by mail and things like that. And I think here the justices were skeptical that these doctors had the ability to be in court in the first place.
Right, a question of standing. Were they the right ones to bring this before the Supreme Court to begin with? But putting that aside, what kind of precedent could this set? Because this will have wide-ranging effects, not just on mifepristone, right?
That's right. So what the federal government and the drug manufacturer in this case are arguing is that if the federal courts basically second guess the FDA and its approval of mifepristone, essentially that would open a Pandora's box to second guessing any drug and its approval process. And the pharmaceutical industry is very, very concerned about that second guessing. And so they are urging the court to reject this challenge, both as to mifepristone and more broadly as to the FDA.
Well, all eyes on the court, a decision, June it looks like. All right.
All right. That means a lot of shit going down in June. You just heard it say this court decision will be made in June, probably. When the Roe versus Wade happened in June.
But look. See, look. I had to put somebody in their place earlier, man. Look on the YouTube comments, man. See, the thing is, look, what's going on, man? You know, and the lady actually said, "Oh, you know, tell me." I'm like, you know, y'all should start practicing more birth control methods. You know what I'm saying? Or contraceptive. I said, excuse me, contraceptive, right? Contraceptives. You know what I'm saying? Practicing birth control. You know what she said? She said men should do it. But I'm like, damn. So that you don't have no accountability. See, that's what I'm talking about. Where's the accountability at? You having reckless sex? That's on you. And so you think the men should just? So the man should just do his part, right, and not you, right? Or either or, right? So you know why is the man held accountable? They got woman condoms too.
Reproductive health, the focus today.
I think that's. I just think that's weird, and I think it's a cop out, and I think it's a lack of accountability, man.
Well, look. Now check this out, because I'm about to break it down. I got two clips to play. Because since you brought up women accountability, every time you bring up women accountability or men accountability, I'm playing it. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play her next. But let me get to this. Since the Planned Parenthood CEO came on, see this abortion pill is a money grab, man. They want the money, but they're saying now, women, you don't even need to go to a doctor to get an abortion. You can get an unlicensed person to give you an abortion under the Biden administration. Baby killers. Now, not only are they saying that, they're also saying, guess what? You can get this abortion drug without a doctor's approval. Go, let's go. Pharmaceutical industry concerned. So they concerned, I'm happy. Don't pass it. Let it, get rid of it. Oh man, I just don't cry when the chickens come home to roost. Let this shit burn down like a goddamn flame circus. As a matter of fact, Frank, you know what we need to do? We need to go to the circus with them flames and start throwing them around. Boom, boom, boom. I always used to like that trick when they had the ball and ring of fire. So we need to throw some of these people in the fiery pit. God damn it. I would love that. Boy, that'd be nice.
But see, damn, see, it's kind of like, look, it's kind of like the candy bar. How do they really know, and how much research has this pill really gotten? They just motherfuckers just throwing anything in their body.
Yep. Hey man, maybe we on dog food in their body next.
Abortion pill. Now the High Court today hearing arguments centered on mifepristone, one of the two drugs widely used to terminate early pregnancies. It's also utilized to expel remaining fetal tissue after a miscarriage. Today's arguments not only brought hundreds of protesters on both sides of the issue, it was also an incredibly rare event in which the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the pharmaceutical industry very much on the same side of things. This is the first abortion-related hearing, or was the first abortion-related hearing before the Supreme Court since the conservative majority eliminated the constitutional right to abortion nearly 2 years ago. CNN's Paula Reed is here to walk us through the legal arguments, and CNN's Meg Terrell will give us the medical facts and data. Paula, to start with you, is it too early to say this is shaping up to be a win for abortion care advocates based on what we heard this morning?
Well, based on what we heard this morning, Phil, it appears the justices are going to be unlikely to restrict access to mifepristone for now. During the oral arguments, justices across the political spectrum appeared skeptical that this group that brought the lawsuit even has standing or the right to do so. This is a group of conservative medical officials and advocates, all anti-abortion advocates, who argue that they may at some point have to offer medical assistance or treat someone who's had complications from mifepristone, and that's why they want to restrict this broadened access to the drug. But the government pushed back on that, saying, look, you haven't actually suffered a harm. There's no imminent harm. And there's also, as some of the justices pointed out as well, federal religious exemptions that you can avail yourself of. Now, there's another issue that Justice Gorsuch pointed out. It's concern about allowing a small lawsuit to balloon into some national issue. So we expect this decision in June. You know, Phil, it will be the heart of the presidential campaign season.
Yeah, plenty of politics involved, at least outside the Supreme Court. Meg, can you explain to people how commonly is this drug used? How does it actually work?
Yeah, Phil, increasingly commonly. We just got new data showing that medication abortion accounted for 63% of all abortions accounted for in the formal healthcare system in 2023. There were more than 1 million abortions in that year, so that's more than 600,000 people who access this medication. It's a regimen of 2 drugs, mifepristone, the one at issue here in this case, as well as misoprostol. This has been approved by the FDA since 2000, up to 10 weeks of pregnancy. It is 95 to 98% effective. It's also used, as you mentioned, for care for miscarriages. Now, in terms of the safety, which was a lot of what's being discussed in this case, studies have shown that there are points.
Yeah, that's it. It can cause.
You kidding me?
It can cause uterine bleeding. It can cause bleeding in your uterus. What the hell is going on?
That's one of the things where the side effects is worse than the motherfucking, you know what I mean? But look, damn, 1 million last year, abortions alone, that shit is crazy. But see, we so desensitized, we don't think nothing's wrong with that. We desensitized, you know what I mean? We don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Damn, man. But see, I can see maybe, you know what, how they said so-called black women had a amount like 12 million or something like that, or 19 million, something here to 73. Maybe that's not far-fetched. I don't know. I'm not saying it is. This is a sick culture we in, man.
Maybe we need to look up and see what part of the Constitution says is the constitutional right to abort. I don't know. I need to see it where that's at. And they keep saying that. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I don't know. But they keep saying it's the Constitution. They say everything's a Constitution. No, it's not.
Right.
And it should have never even been, like you said, it's per the state. Like, you got to understand the Constitution. Each state has their own Constitution, man. You know what I'm saying? And they have a right to form their own, you know what I'm saying? Laws and bylaws and stuff like that.
That's true.
So if the people in there, the majority of the people in there is saying no, you got to go with the majority of the people.
Right.
The majority of people is not for abortion.
That's true. Just like the majority of people is not for the LGBTQI, the majority of the people ain't for the immigration. Majority of the people, you see what I'm saying? But see, that's why they be making laws on the weekends and stuff. That's why they do stuff like that behind our back. You know, they know if we had some say so, they'd be like, nah, we shutting it down. And that's why they don't want us to get together. That's why they separate us so much. They separate us so much because they know we get to it together. And that January 6th, that was some bullshit. We ain't talking about that. We talk about some real grassroots organized, you know what I mean, and organic, actually come together and with some solutions and come together and tell this motherfucking government we ain't taking it no more. They know that would happen, so they got to keep you distracted with and keep you divided with religion and with Roe versus Wade and all this bullshit, and you know what I'm saying, and keep you distracted with Real Housewives of Atlanta and this other bullshit, Love and Hip Hop.
Wait a minute, Frank. Look at this number right here. They say abortion, the risk of major complications is only 0.31%. But you flip that around, that's 13 again.
Got you again. Damn, fooled you this time, man. Damn, they good with these numbers, man.
But
because people ain't gonna get this shit. They, you know what I mean? They ain't gonna understand.
But here go the thing. Do you really believe that women who have abortions, only 0.3% have a medical complication? Do you believe that?
Why, you know, after a lot of them have abortions, they can't have kids no more. That shit fucks them up. They don't talk about the real. They don't talk about, you know what I'm saying, what happens to a lot of these people after they have abortions. The risk in the you see what I'm saying, and the consequences. They don't talk about that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
They romanticize it.
If these women are crazy enough to have an abortion by not even a licensed physician now, we're gonna hear about a lot of women dying from this shit. Okay.
0.3% risk of major complications using medication abortion, Phil. So this is a drug that's been on the market for 24 years in the United States, and the record, researchers say, is strong.
Yeah, it's critical research as these arguments, and we await a decision in the months ahead. Paul Reed, Meg Terrell, thank you both very much. And joining us now is the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood, Alexis McGill-Johnson. We appreciate your time this morning. I want to start where Meg left off. This case brought by a group of anti-abortion doctors that claimed mifepristone is a danger to women. I want you to listen to how Erin Hawley described things after the oral argument. She's a senior counsel arguing against mifepristone.
Without question, the FDA's actions have made taking chemical abortion drugs less safe. Today, I argued before the United States Supreme Court on behalf of doctors and medical associations who have witnessed these harms firsthand. The FDA violated federal law and its duty to keep women safe.
Alexis, is your organization or healthcare providers that you work with documented persistent or dangerous side effects of mifepristone?
No, Josh. And look, I mean, the reality is that we know through multiple studies that the FDA has conducted and been privy to that mifepristone has been used safely and effectively by over 5 million people in the United States alone for over 20 years. 70% of Planned Parenthood patients choose to use mifepristone for their abortion care in
have you ever checked back with them people and checked on their medical, what's going on in medical, psychologically?
Honor to hear
Think not.
the argument, and also to really see how much the justices were struggling with the very hypothetical nature of the plaintiff's argument for standing and how that would balance with a remedy that would, in essence, affect all people across the country, not just in states where abortion bans are currently restricting access to mifepristone, but in states like New York and California and Illinois, that many people across the entire country have come to rely on medication abortion for their health care. And I think it was very, very surprising, even now, and jarring, quite frankly, to hear the plaintiff's attorney tried to make an argument once again that plaintiffs would be subject to a harm when in fact it is the abortion bans that have resulted from the Dobbs decision that in fact are really harming the patients and also, I believe, the providers as well.
So these are some mad scientist people that push this chemical shit. Anything chemical you pushing on a human body, you're a mad scientist, dog. You're a mad scientist.
Right? Damn.
Chemical abortion, yo.
The skepticism that was
Tell me the difference between chemical abortion and chemical what's the name?
Annihilation.
Yeah.
A conservative supermajority that was appointed by former President Trump, who was himself, proclaimed interest in seeing a national abortion ban.
That's because a lot of women were complaining about the side effects and how they was feeling after that, and y'all ignored it.
So while I think the lack of funding that seemed to be,
Because it leads to them women getting on other medication, man. They had to take other psych medication and stuff because of that stuff, man.
Because the science, I think, was so convincing. Should give us some measure of security, but that only is when we are in a system and a structure, with a court that, quite frankly, I think has demonstrated that it is willing to go outside of those various notions in its rulings.
Are you pushing chemical annihilation?
You mentioned the presumptive Republican nominee. Do you feel like this issue will be a determining
with a straight face, yo, and arguing it?
Oh, it already
These
is,
are the people
Josh.
you're up against, these entities, man.
We've seen abortion rights be on the ballot since the Dobbs decision in earnest nationally. As you know, every state where we have had abortion ballot initiatives, reproductive freedom is one, and we will continue to fight to make sure that happens.
How is that reproductive freedom when you're not reproducing? You're trying to cut off the reproductive freedom, and they might not be able to reproduce. It's just a strong possibility they might not be able to reproduce. But guess what that leads into, Frank? See, this was I call the wheel of fortune, dog. Right? Because they can lead into other things. So now they can what? They can lead into the IVF now. Oh, well, you can't have a baby, you know what I'm saying, the normal way, male and female, right? The normal process of having a baby, reproducing. That's reproducing, a male and a female.
Just got better.
No.
Hey, it's
But they inseminating now. Now they got artificial reproduction, like I said, with all these different treatments and the IVF stuff like that.
Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson.
Last video tonight, probably before line, since you were talking about Frank accountability and the women not having accountability, like I said, I always hit them back. Not the women that know what's up, but for the ones that got the bird brains going on, I guess today, or the ones that Dawson or the ones that Dawson be talking about on her video that she made and said, y'all keep, voting for these Democrats and things like that, those types. I always have to hit them back with the Crimson Cure. Matter of fact, I had one woman that already told me, don't say anything else about that wench, but it is what it is. Man, it sucks. Right, sucks to be me, but that's how it goes sometimes. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. They said they didn't like her because she had a turban on her head or something. I said, I ain't worried about all that shit.
Wow, damn. You look how ignorant we be ignorant, man. What the hell? A turban got to do with anything and shit? Damn. Oh, my bad, because she's not a Christian. Because she's not that Christian, and she's not pushing that Christian hypocrite way of life.
Talking about that, those other cultures of women, they're taught to be submissive to men. While over here, we gotta let men know that it's a new era. I said, what era?
What is Detroit? RoboCop?
Well, this pastor, unfortunately, this is a pastor. And guess what you're going to tell him? This is funny. This is one of the best videos I've seen her posting. The pastor told him, ain't no God coming. God ain't sending you no man. That's what this pastor going to tell him, man. God ain't sending you no man.
Is that Geno Jennings? Because that's about right. Sounds about right.
Listen to this.
Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, we got a little clip that's been
going viral where a pastor in a church, and of course the church is full of women. These women seem to be maybe about anywhere from late 20s to maybe early 40s, early to mid 40s, most of them. Most of them single, likely. And I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to get to the clip, and then of course we're going to comment. So here we go.
There's so many single women talking about, God send me a man. Who gonna ask you for your number, and when they see you, you acting like you don't see them? God for a husband.
Ooh.
I said what I said. You asking God for a husband and you walking around acting like you don't see nobody. You see him say, girl, he looking at me. Look at him. Look him right in the eye and say, you looking at me? Because I'm so looking at you. What you want to do? Asking God to send you a spouse and you walking around here. You look like you want to be by yourself. Y'all seen the dude on TikTok, the gold digger? What he'll do is he'll park his Lamborghini on the street, and then he'll go holler at the girl, and she's like, I ain't got time. I ain't doing nothing. Go back to his car. She's like, wait a minute. What you doing? Where you going? What's your name? If you don't get out of my face, I'll push you on the ground. If you don't want me for who I am, and you only want what I have, that is me in the wine press. There's so many single women talking about,
now, it's interesting that you now have these sort of younger pastors. This one looks like he's in his maybe late 30s or so. This is not an old man, right? I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he's married or not. I have no idea who he is or what church this is or anything. So I'm not going to speak to that. But I'm seeing a trend of these younger Black male pastors, preachers, whatever you want to call them. And the congregation is full of single Black women in a similar age group. And a lot of the times the church is being accused of fostering the strong Black woman or the single mother or the, those mindsets. And there's an argument to be made, but that's not what this video is about. It's about him telling the truth here. If you're single and you want God to give you a man, then you have got to at least present yourself as friendly and as open to someone approaching you. He's talking about that resting bee face. He's talking about that scowl. He's talking about the energy that you carry. Aside from their behavior, overall energy that they carry. He said it. He said, you look like you want to be alone. You look like you want to be left alone. You don't present yourself friendly enough to be approached by anybody. If a man were to try to approach you, you've got such a stank little attitude and such a stank little energy, then you likely missed your blessing acting like that. And let's go into something else. Before I go into the part where he talks about the gold digger, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about that energy. And I want to talk about how many husbands you've passed up. How many husbands have these women passed up? Thinking that they better than somebody, thinking that they can do better than the last man that they had that treated them well, that was doing everything that they wanted that man to do, but maybe he didn't have the dollar amount that they thought that he should have had, or providing them with some type of lifestyle they thought that they should have had, or whatever the case may have been. It's in some aspect, she thought she could do better than that man and left them, and has not been able to top that man since. Hasn't been able to do it. How many women have passed their husbands, overlooked their husbands, friend zoned their husbands? And I'm not talking about passing up the guys that you just didn't like, that there was no connection and there was no alignment. I'm talking about the men that they dated. I'm talking about men they've had sex with. I'm talking about men that they have been with. And these men are their husbands. And because they think that they can do better than their husbands, they do better than the men that they think are their husbands, then they continue to search. They drop that guy, sometimes for literally no reason. There was a video of a chick going around talking about how she dropped the guy and he was awesome for literally no reason. She was like, he didn't do anything to me. I just stopped being interested in him. They had been dating. Not for no couple of weeks. Couple of years, actually, I think she said. And she was just like, he just wasn't my husband. She'll never be able to top that guy. She'll never be able to get better than that man. That was her husband. She's going to realize it down the road when she can't get better, when the treatment of the men that she really wants, because y'all think y'all be settling for these men, and really they be settling for you a lot of times because you have baggage, you have children, you have emotional baggage, you have relationship baggage, you jaded, you bitter, you mean. And so a lot of times these men are settling for you, not the other way around. Let's move on to what he was talking about, the gold digger part. And I know what he's talking about. I've seen these little TikTok guy. It was like he do like a little prank or whatever. He do the whole Lamborghini thing, and then the chicks, 9 times out of 10, the chick, you know what I'm saying, she wasn't paying him no attention. And then once she realizes that the Lamborghini is his or whatever the case, she comes running back over to try to spin the block. That's another thing. Wanting these men at the finish line, wanting what they can do for you or what lifestyle you think that they can provide for you. And it's got y'all missing out on these men. You've missed out probably on anywhere from 1 to 3 possible husbands because you have allowed social media, you have allowed sisterhood rhetoric, you have allowed hyena rhetoric to tell you that a man is not good if he doesn't have a certain dollar amount or be able to spend a certain dollar on you. That his value as a man is only in his pocket. It has nothing to do with his.
We're talking about black women. We're talking about black women right here too, though. So-called black women acting like that. So I don't want to hear no white supremacy. Look, listen. I don't want to hear no white supremacy. White supremacy don't got nothing to do with this. All right, even though the feminism.
Chak, you said it before. She said the same thing you said. Somewhere y'all mind must have connected. But she said that women passed up 2 or 3 husbands in their lives. You said that before. I heard you say it before, right?
I've said it before. The late great Godfather mentioned it before.
Yep.
I mean, it's and they know deep down in their heart they know that's true too. They know deep down in their heart they know it's true. You know.
But they waiting on God to send them a man, though. You know what I mean? They waiting on God to send them a man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He's the middleman. God is the middleman, the dated middleman. He's the wingman, right?
Yeah. Hey, look, man. Hey, look. Let me do this. Anybody want to call in 571-450-0773? 571-450-0773. I waited a while, but I had to cover that bridge thing and Teach for America. I really wasn't trying to make it this long, but hey, man, I just said forget it. Let's roll with it. Because
March Madness, baby.
It is March Madness. That's why the bridge came there. It was March Madness. Yeah, exactly right. A lot of things been going on in March this month. Right.
Then you got April Fool.
That's Monday. Oh, Easter is Sunday now. Don't forget
that thing right there with the women, that's serious though, bro. 3 husbands, but see, you know what? Honestly, like I said, white supremacy.
Man, go get you a Lamborghini, man. You be all right. Shit.
Right. And look, I like how she said at the finish line. You want a motherfucker that's already made his whatever amount of money, he already had his success. How does that work? And you didn't make none of it with him. You wasn't there through hardships and nothing. That's crazy, man.
I don't like to quote Drake, but Drake did have one thing that he said in that song, Stay Scheming. He said, "You won't with me shooting in the gym." Remember that when he was on Rick Ross and Stay Scheming, he was talking about Kobe about to lose 150 M's. Kobe, my nigga, I hated to be him. And he said, "You won't with me shooting in the gym?" Well, guess what? That's just a saying that some women only there or people around you are only there for what? To be around for that purpose of being. They're not gonna help you build. They won't with you when you build. They want to come on the ready-made train because it's easy. That's right. April Fool's Day is the first day of the year. That's why they call it April Fool's. I do know that. Yeah. Darren Muhammad mentioned, a lot of people mentioned, West mentioned, I mentioned, yes. That's exactly right. But yeah, it's very interesting.
But see, that's why there's a disconnection between these men and the women nowadays, man. That's why you see more single men, you see more single people nowadays. If you notice that.
Yeah.
Less people have kids.
But it's a little dynamic here, though. And I want people to always catch this dynamic. It's more single women with children than single men with children.
That's true.
Go figure that out.
And also, the men are wisening up, and they are not going along with the modern day construct of marriage. The marriage in America, United States, man. The government controlling your marriage. G. Ain't nobody with that. Men just trying to. I mean, there's some still getting married, but a lot of men that ain't getting married. That's they point. Like, no, if I'm the man, I'm the head of this family. You know what I'm saying? Why does the government have to? And I never understood that, but I understand it now. Why does the government or the state have say so in marriage? Should never ever happen.
You're not married. Now watch this. Even Dr. Umar Johnson told you this one. When you get a marriage, you get a certificate. You're not marrying the woman, you're marrying the state.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, man. You marrying the state. So that goes to show. That's already a BS.
Now, what kind of submissive role does it make the so-called man and the male in that situation, yo? When it's a third party that really got more say so than you do, and they know it. They know it. That's why they use it against you, like I said, for divorce and spousal support and this and that. You know what I'm talking about?
You know, we had a boy. I got a little echo.
Yeah, that's probably my mic.
We had a guy. You know the basketball player Sean Kemp. Used to play with Sonics. You know Sean Kemp. Well, his mom used to. I don't know where she lives at now, but you know, he had a son that used to come to the gym back in the day. It was one of the guys said that was Sean Kemp's son, but hey man, they said the man said Sean Kemp's mom was living in the house out here, and she hadn't worked for like 18 years because Sean Kemp was giving all his money away to women. Sean Kemp had a lot of babies by a lot of women when he was playing basketball. So the son, the mama.
Mic check. Is that better?
I still hear myself.
Oh shoot.
But the alimony do benefit them. And Sean Kemp won't marry this woman either. But you had Antonio Cromartie. I know a girl from not too far from here. Their last name was Cromartie. That was their cousin. Antonio Cromartie, he was playing the Jets and the Chargers. I think he even had to get an advance on his paycheck because he had like at least 9 or 10 babies by 8 or 9 different women when he was playing football. Yeah, so crazy, right? But that's how it goes, man. But it is what it is. Crazy shit. I would just say this. She made some great points. And people are going to be aware. The train coming, man. It's a lot of stuff that go on, man, that people are just not ready for. Like, you know, you can go to when you go to the supermarket or the store or anywhere, and you see women pushing 3 and 4 children, and I'm looking at it, they cannot control all these children by themselves. I know this thing got to be hard, man. But I sometimes say there's no way that we let this feminism get that bad, but this shit done just exploded, man. Like it's like, I mean, it's almost like you can't even turn the clock back on it because they'll listen to you, but they won't hear you. So it's kind of like she was saying that they being mean, you know. I mean, it's not the fact because they are beautiful, but a lot of them, like she's saying, they almost unapproachable. So it's kind of weird, man. Like a weird thing.
They don't even speak. They don't even speak. You know what I mean?
Some of them don't speak.
There it is right there. Trust me, a female's not interested. That's her off top. She ain't even gonna speak to you. That's the worst red flag you can get. The resting bitch face. I guess that's what they call it, the stank face. We used to call it back in the day. The stank. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Honestly, man. You know, honestly, you know, a lot of y'all females or them females or women, they need to stop listening to other women. They sabotaging you. Their misery loves company.
Did you just say that?
They're miserable, so they want your ass to be miserable. And I gotta tell you, hey, I'm sabotaging you. I'm giving you the bad advice, the wrong advice on purpose, so you can be miserable right along with me. And I gotta tell you that.
Let me say something about this though. Let me say something though. Because we got a whole. It's a big misconception here too. Remember back in the day, you know that song they used to have called? Well, yeah, that's good. But you remember that song? What's that song? God damn, what's it? Watch Out for the Big Girl. That was a song. Now remember this. How can I put it? Do you remember that you always say you don't want to talk to the girl that's the fine one because you know you think but this is a whole phenomenon, yo. I mean, let's be honest, man. You got women like Lizzo that's saying the same thing. They don't need no man. I'm like, well, shit. I'm being honest, man. No, I'm telling you. I'm being real with it. I say, buddy.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I be sitting there thinking to myself, like, yo, I mean, look, you might get a man to help you work out or something. But that's all it's gotten, man. So the feminists.
Yep. I remember Kanye. He said he tried to hook up with his trainer or some shit, right?
He did.
They got on Kanye for that, like, and they be lying and saying Kanye, oh, he don't do nothing for black folks. Yeah, damn lie.
Well, I mean, Miss Owens told you that. I mean, but you know one thing I like what she said on there too? She said that they understand how influential Kanye West is. They know this.
Of course.
So, I mean, because, and I was thinking about it, that statement she made, the media didn't invent Kanye, because let me tell you something. Kanye West came out with that album College Dropout, right? People were listening to it, but at that time you had Jay-Z. You still, I think the Locks probably was still around, but you had Freeway and them. You had Ja Rule was still hot. You had 50 Cent. So, but Kanye still was pumping records out then. People were listening to Kanye back then, man. This is not just like people just started listening to Kanye now. People been listening to Kanye West for a long time. You'll be amazed. And let me tell you something. Kanye is a cultural influence. I DJ'd an event last June for a child that was going to Virginia Tech. And they had at least 8 to 10 Kanye West songs on their list, man. One of them was Champion, Flashing Lights, Power. I almost had to go back in the email and find all the songs, but there was a lot of songs of Kanye. I think it was Bound to or something like that. So what I'm saying, Kanye West, even those children, and most of them were Indian children, by the way. Kanye West is a cultural phenomenon, man. They love Kanye West. So I'm just putting it out there. So, I mean, you can say what you want, but people love Kanye West, man. And the media can't stop. You can call me anti-Semite, whatever you want. It don't stop it. Matter of fact, people like Kyrie Irving, believe it or not. They might not tell you that, but they do. Now, the only problem with Kanye West on this is he may be speaking, but you got to understand, the media gonna use this, him, Owens, and all these other people. Now that they talking about the Creed people, you never let a good crisis go to waste. We're gonna say we're being attacked by these people so we can get our censorship agenda passed. See, that's what, because they are really right now lobbying Congress to pass a law to prevent anti-Semitism. How the hell do you do
How the hell would you prevent that?
Now, Shaq,
that's crazy, man.
I got two scenarios for you. One, they can fine you a lot of money, or two, they can throw your ass in jail. One or the other. Okay? Now, the other part. Shaq, like you said, they've been pump faking for a long time. They're not shooting the shot, but they pump faking to get you out. What do you think about that, Shaq? Putting yourself in a position of power. And Kanye West had songs say, "You're the only power." And they want to be the only power, by the way.
Well, that's an old saying to say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for what?
Anything.
There you go.
Hey, well, women fighting. Hey, look, like I said, I know some of this stuff is misguided. Women fighting for abortion rights. They fighting for something. I'm not saying it's a good thing, though.
And I don't understand how old Chak went. I ain't gonna do it, Frank. I'm about to shoot myself in the head.
What happened?
I was about to say, I'm about to go there. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna go there, cuz I'm about to go.
Right.
Frank, you ain't finna make me jump off the 13th floor, nigga.
But
no parachute.
You know,
don't jump out the window now, Frank.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. You know, the disconnect. You know what I'm saying? And they get mad. You know, people like Crimson Cure and stuff like that come on and speak. They speak, man. Hey, man. You know, not everybody's gonna be with the chaos. You know,
you want to kill? Hey, you got women still. Kevin Samuels been dead for 2 years and still cannot stay Kevin Samuels. Oh my God.
What that tell you about them? That says a lot about them, huh? That says where their heads at. You know what I mean? Insecure. See, because he was going in.
Why you don't? I asked the lady, why you don't like Kevin Samuels? She said, because he got these men acting like they full of themselves. I said, baby, men been talking like that before Kevin Samuels came around. I don't know what the hell.
Oh, that's a fact.
Exactly.
I do not know what the hell.
You gotta play a clip, nigga. Why you don't play a clip, nigga? You scared?
Let's go ahead and do it. Let me find one.
Yeah, man, get you about 3 clips in. You know, 3 is the magic number, man. I'll give you about 3 clips in, man. Play this March Madness, nigga. Fuck it, damn. YOLO, nigga.
Let me find. Wait a minute, man. Hold the fuck up. Oh, shoot. I done messed up here. Hold on. Oh, here it is. I got it. Let me find it. Whoa. Oh, as a matter of fact, when Dr. Lean was on earlier, Shaq, he brought up something. He said, has your phone battery been draining a lot lately?
Yep. We telling the phone get hot. This phone get hot now, man. It get hot like a mug, boy.
He made a point. His phone, his battery drained twice during the show. He said, Tucker Carlson was saying, if your phone draining quickly, that means you could be under surveillance. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do one tonight because we're gonna do a show about the Godfather. I'm gonna do one because I'm about to get on. I was letting people get the phone lines, but oh my God. Oh, this one about dang, you got people still posting these videos of Kevin Samuels, but this ain't that long ago. I'm gonna do it, man. Fuck it, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it, man. Oh my God, I can't play much of it though because it's 2 minutes long. Oh my goodness, get out of here. Oh my God, I played my 5 minutes on man. Shoot, that was real.
You about to share that screen or what?
I got it. I thought damn. Oh, it said something about your browser had blocked or something. I got it now.
You know, look, them same females don't have the same smoke for Cynthia G though, right?
Real high value. We're talking about Order 66, or we're talking about stuff from Brittany Renner. What are we doing? Or do you have a question?
I wanted to talk about like high value men. Well, not specifically, but like I'm a person who I feel like I'm high value.
Okay.
But I'm not interested specifically in a high value man. And I know you said that all women are. I want a man that just respects me and understands the type of life that I live.
Okay.
And I'm okay with somebody who's just for me. Like I really feel like God may have put a person in place for me, and I'm not gonna.
Let me ask you. Mind if I ask you? Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yes.
So, do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
By the same father or different fathers?
Same.
All right. Would you like to be married one day?
I would like to be married one day.
Okay. Would you like to have any additional children after you're married?
If asked by my husband, I would definitely have children for him.
Oh, cool. Do you care if your possible husband has children?
I don't. If I'm gonna have them, then I would have to equal the playing field for him too.
Okay. So, if you had kids, how many more would you have? 1, 2, 3, 4?
I would have 1,000 if that person that was for me wanted 1,000 more kids.
Okay, now let's be realistic. Now I'm trying to be real.
No, I would.
Ma'am, you can't have 1,000. You can't have 1,000 kids, ma'am. I appreciate the but I'm trying to.
Yeah.
How many kids?
However many he would want, I would have those kids.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Okay. So let's say he wanted 2 kids. Just 2. You're 35, right?
Oh, yes.
So after you're married, would you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your next child?
Yes, I would like to continue to work. I like.
I said no. The question I asked: would you want to have to work? Not would you like. I said, would you want to have to?
I don't want to have to work.
Okay. So, if you had 2 more children, so that'd be 4 total. If he had none, what percentage of the overall family financial load would you, as a wife and a mother of 4, want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Meaning right now, as an unmarried woman, you have to be responsible for 100% of your family financial load. But as a married woman, what percentage of the overall family financial load? That means the children, that means the mortgage, the cars, if the children want to go to college, the family trips, the vacations, the investments, what overall percentage do you want to have to be responsible for?
50. I feel like that's reasonable. 50%.
So 50% means if you stop working or lose your job or cease to earn, the family is at critical risk.
Right.
Okay, so that means if you stop, let's just say you got sick or you broke up, that means so you want half of the financial burden to be on you. So that means that's a lot. So that means you end up, are you sure?
I'm positive. I'm very conscious about money.
Okay, ma'am. I just want to be clear. 50% is a high burden. So that means you go out. Every dollar that's spent, 50% is yours. If there's a kid's college and tuition, if the tuition is $15,000, you got to come up with $7,500. 50% is a high burden. But let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
State do you live in?
Illinois. I'm from Chicago.
Okay, Chicago. What kind of annual income do you think you would need for a middle class lifestyle for a family of 4? What kind of to have a decent home, have access to good public schools, things like that? What do you think you need for annual income combined for 2 adults and 4 people, for 4 children?
For 2 adults.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like 150 would be okay.
150?
Yes.
150,000. Are you a nurse?
Because yes, I am. I've been making around that up until this year, and I have a really huge house and
Okay,
really
but
great
I need you to listen. You said you've been making that?
Yes.
Around that? Okay, but we're talking about doubling what you have. So you'd be if you only had 150 total, that means you'd be taking a half a step back. You need more. So you want to rethink about that? Because if you're already living at 150 level, you need more for another adult because he has to make some money than other kids.
Right. So I'm considering that. Like, for example, last year I didn't work for 8 months and I was able to cover my bills with my
Okay, but that's no, ma'am. See, no. See, you start to overcomplicate things. I just need the number. If you make 150, that means the man could come in, be your husband, and have to make no money. If you say all you need is 150,
I'm not asking to make any money. You asked what would be a comfortable amount.
Yes, for a family of 6 people, not 3. You got that for 3 people.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, stop trying to outthink the question. Please stop trying to outthink the question.
Okay.
She laughing.
It's not going to get you anywhere. If it's you and your 2 kids on 150, a man, a husband, and 2 more kids, how much more money are you gonna need?
I feel like this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. I feel like for example, what I'm making now could even cover that. I'm not saying I want to cover all of that.
That's not what I asked, ma'am. That's not what I asked. And this is why I start to, okay, ma'am, this is why, okay, ma'am, if you're good with money, we don't have to talk about feeling. This is why it starts to run off the rails, because you ladies become disingenuous. Stop this bullshit.
All right.
You're saying that right now you feel like you could take on a husband and 2 kids and y'all can live on 150,000 and be comfortable. Is that what I'm hearing?
I feel that way.
Okay.
I know you want me to go up.
Oh, God damn it. See, this is why this conversation gets off the rails. Because when women start to try to outthink the questions, you're trying to maneuver. So are you living at your budget right now? Are you living at what you earn?
Well, I live a little lower than what I earn. I live lower.
Okay, but it's in the ballpark of what you earn. In the ballpark.
Somewhat.
Not somewhat. Okay, then, ma'am, right there, then you couldn't. because a man coming in and 2 additional children, if you're living at your income, you'd have to decrease your standard of living. Simple math. Simple math. Ma'am, if you're living at $100,000 income, if a man comes in and you have 2 children, that doubles the amount of people. You will have to decrease your standard of living or increase your income annually. Everybody in the chat room understands what I'm saying. So this we shouldn't have got off task here. You're trying to.
All right, look. That's a little bit of the God.
Yo, man. Oh, girl's burnt, man. She was even laughing. She knew that she wasn't taking herself seriously, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
but that's where it goes, man. Kevin Samuels, come back! All right, go ahead, Chad.
Saying, man.
I'm just saying, man. Like I said, you know, I everything. I don't, agree with everything he was. It's just, he was doing. But some of the things, like for us, just the questioning, like the simple, basic questions and doing math and stuff. A lot of our people, man, we all guilty. We don't, huh?
That's ring around the rosy, man.
Yeah, I know. And then we don't ask those questions. Then when you have someone to sit down and actually ask those questions, then here you go with the feeling and well, I think a manifestation and nah, man.
Hey, look, man. Shaq, like Chris Q said, well, that pastor said, God ain't saying no, man. I don't know why they keep believing it, but it is what it is. Matter of fact, what God you talking about? You're not talking about that one. You're not talking about that one.
Christian femininity is real.
Usher came out and said, because Usher said straight up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna play it right on my phone. Y'all don't believe me? Usher said it last week. He was talking when he got to the NWP award. He said it. He said it. He said it.
We received this amazing award from the devil. Usher, don't try to clean it up. You said it right. You said it right. You said it right. You received it from your father. You said it right. We received this amazing award from the devil. Usher, don't try to clean it up. You said it.
Say, I received this amazing award from the devil, but he tried to walk it back. Pay attention. So, I don't know. Because we don't know what God they talking about.
Well, allegedly. Well, I guess it's allegedly, but it's definitely out there. He was at the Diddy, goddamn Diddy camp, motherfucker.
Hey, man.
Fun
Look.
camp.
Hey, look,
man. This is not a good look, man. It's all bad.
Charlemagne the God does not know nothing about the Diddy lawsuit. That's exactly what he said. I'm like, come on, man, stop it, man.
Yeah, come on, dog. That's your boss. We could act stupid. But see, the thing is, Charlemagne had some weird, little sketchy charges too, though. So,
I didn't say that. Yeah,
so.
You know he did. No, I just laughing at it. But anyway, let's see. Godfather, shout out your information, brother.
Nah, he the Godfather. I'm just
Kevin
a man.
Kevin Samuels come back.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah,
what about me, goddamn? Hey, look, the new phrase, niggas. What about me? What about me?
What about you?
That's the new phrase, baby. What about me? You sure she was saying it was all about her? I was gonna bring a man that's for me. I think it's a man for me.
Toto had a song called "What About Us."
Yeah. But nah, you can catch me on Instagram streets, Shaq_Edwards, Facebook streets, Shaq Edwards. You know what I'm talking about? Shaq Waller on YouTube.
Hey, look, let's just say this. I was just kind of laughing at her because it just kind of made me geek because I'm like, yo, what the hell? The man that asked what you feel like, he said, can you afford it? And Chicago high as hell anyway, so I don't even, she told you she make $150,000. How the hell you know that? She could have been joking about that too. But nevertheless, but she did say she was living below what she make. So she did let you know that. Just paying attention. But hey, look, I know one thing. A cow don't have number one calf, and sometimes a human may have twins or triplets. But what I'm saying, unless she was living 900 years, she ain't having no 1,000 children. I can tell you that for sure. So I don't know what the hell that came from. I don't know what vortex that came from. That was kind of crazy. She was all over the place with that one. But I guess she was making satire or something. I said, man, this is bad. I mean, that's why they call him the Godfather. He brought out a lot of things. I give him props for what he did. Like I said, I'm not like these women. You know, like I said, like I'm like Chak. I don't agree with everything. As a matter of fact, I mean, you know, I listened to him every now and then back then when he was living. But here's the problem. What got me when he died, and they said that you had women that were saying, "I'm so glad he died." I'm like, yo, I've never heard people talk like this. What is wrong with these people? Y'all sick in the head. And I said, but I thought you, Frank, I asked the girl back then, I knew. I thought y'all like black men. She like, not those types. She said, they're ungrateful types. I said, what do you do? She was like, they don't understand. They came out of our womb. And that it is disrespectful to have him degrading us like that.
Well, he didn't come out of her womb.
Well, I know, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she like, hey, look, she got every womb in the world, right? But yeah, she was just saying that, you know, it you know, when they talk about this, and this is the reason why men, you know, think that they don't have to pay for dates anymore. So I say, anybody never say that. He never said that. He just said that they're not going to stop paying, basically, if they don't get nothing out of it in return. That's what I think. That's more so what he alluded to. More so than anything. But I mean, you wouldn't keep on buying a product to fix your house if it don't work neither. So I'm not understanding the concept here. You know, but it is what it is, right? So, you know. But I mean, like I said, he was entitled to his opinion or his facts, and he brought up statistics sometime. And one of the statistics he brought the most, which even enlightened me on to something. Watch this. He talked about all these women degrees, but a lot of these women degrees have never been married, and some of these women are even 50 years old today.
You got women 50 years old still, you know, trying to go get the third and fourth degree.
I know a woman that told me her mom trying to get her degree at another degree at 69 years old. I said, yo.
Man, that's doing too much, man. Come on, man. What else are you gonna do?
Hey,
now we getting a little bit up too.
She was 45.
We getting too carried away with this.
She was 40. Hey, look, she was 45, man. She was 45 and had like 4 or 5 babies.
But see, I just think what it is, they just like the fact that, you know, school and, you know, independent, that's the independent shit, dude. Oh, I can do this and that. But damn, okay, but independent, that means you got to do it. You're doing it alone. That means
Beyonce,
you're alone.
Let me say this. I'm going to try to make sure we bring this up. Wait a minute. Beyonce had a song back in the day, to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Remember?
Damn.
She said, she was like, what was that song called? Irreplaceable. She was like standing in the front
He was
yard.
independent, right?
No. This was irreplaceable.
Oh.
She was like, you rolling all around in the car, I got you. She was like, baby, drop them keys, hurry up before your taxi leaves. And then she said, stand in the front yard thinking I'll never find a man like you. You got me twisted. That's what she said back then. She told you to the left. Then Beyonce had another song called with Jay-Z called Upgrade You. Let me upgrade you. So you gotta understand. I know a lot of y'all women like Beyonce. Maybe not the women this yet. People like Beyonce, but like it not, they consider her to be a phenomenon, whatever. But she would push a lot of propaganda too now. Just putting it out there now.
Hey man, you should have watched the boy Casino Live, man. He dropped some good information, nigga, about, oh my God. You need to go back and watch the channel, like what
Beyonce?
About a lot of the celebrities, how they connected, man, how these celebrities bloodline connected, man. Some of the he dropped the name, he said, of the most powerful man in the world, nigga, that controlled a lot of shit, nigga. Some Francis nigga.
Well, yeah.
Moscato or Francis Manicato or some shit. Manicati or something.
Talking about Diddy too.
Huh?
Suge Knight, I think, had an interview recently talking about Diddy, man. I just think with Diddy, man. It was resurfacing with Suge Knight. I think Suge Knight basically saying that Diddy is used as a fall guy to protect the people in power.
But yeah, I mean, we can understand that. But that still don't.
Davis, his butt buddy.
But that still don't exalt him of any wrongdoings behavior that he,
Okay, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, but you're right.
But now
dumping the cargo, baby. It's called dumping the cargo.
It ain't gonna be the last celebrity they throw out there. They done got R. Kelly. Surviving R. Kelly. Well, guess what? They might start making a document and say surviving P. Diddy. Watch out.
Well, what happened to Harvey Weinstein? What happened to Grizel Maxwell, the lady that was on the Epstein? Whatever happened? She just disappeared, right? So I smell psyops. I smell a crisis actor. That's what I smell.
Let me say this. Let me be cool about it. Weinstein got convicted, but here's the thing. They did not show you this Weinstein thing. They showed you
at all. No court.
Look, they had the Weinstein trial in secret, man. Like, I mean, people knew about it. Somebody just said they're coming after Jay-Z. That could be next. Hold it. But let me just allude to this point. Claude Armand, I'm gonna disperse and get out of here. A lot of these celebrities, like Chak say, the contract is up.
For sure.
Time to be replaced. So they got new clowns on the block. But go ahead, Frank, child information.
Yo, this is good information, good feed, man. So we just gotta stay on point, man, and just stay, stay skeptical of the media, the government.
Do you believe in the Baltimore psyops?
Man, that was definitely a big psyop, man. I mean, I don't rock with Candace Owens. She did leave a good little mark, man. She did break it down earlier. They go check out movies funded by the CIA. You know what I'm saying? And so propaganda is just, so if it's movies funded by the CIA and the government, guess what? That lets you know that the media is the local arm for the CIA and the government, right? It ain't just these people. It's these people like Charlemagne. It's a lot of these people that are agents, man. I'm telling you.
Here go your favorite saying, Frank. Remember this.
Oh yeah.
Someone said the same thing you said. The government does some bad things, right? But listen, they show you in the movie, right? For entertainment, but the entertainment he's watching is really what they about to do to your ass. See that?
Man, that's real. That's real.
Transformers.
We cannot forget, yo. Remember,
Black Hawk Down.
1915.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget. They keep telling you, we don't forget. We got to keep refreshing the people's minds, letting them know. Don't forget, 1915. Woodrow Wilson played Birth of a Nation in the White House, dog. Now that was supposed to have been a national movie, national, but it went international. So other nations watched that. It got streamed to them. So they got the message. So don't think when these people come to this country that they don't know who you are and what position and place you're supposed to be in. Get your mind right.
A permanent underclass. Yes. But that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But,
yeah, so man, salute, man. We gotta stay vigilant, stay guarded, stay on it. You know, keep our heads above water, keep our foot on their neck. Just don't fall for this propaganda, man, because they keep hitting us with this in this election year. They're gonna keep hitting us with more and more as the day goes by. All right, you see how the time is going by so quick. The years are going by so quick. Oh yeah, psyops Saturday, baby. You know what I'm saying? So look, check this out. So y'all can hit me up on YouTube XX Frank Nitty XX. Also on Instagram or Frank Jones 8115. Get at me, hit me up, man. Check out the content. You know what I mean? It's good shit.
Now wait a minute. Now don't forget this. March Madness not over. Got a couple more days. 31 days, number 13 again. But check this out. Don't forget, when the solar eclipse happens on April 8th, that will be the last game of March Madness. That will be National Championship game night of college basketball. The end of March Madness.
Interesting.
Hey, they tell you they're canceling schools for the solar eclipse. People gonna be off work or get time off for a certain amount of time for the solar eclipse. They ain't talking about canceling the game.
Right.
I guess the basketball game, the show must go on.
Bread and circus, baby.
Now, Chak in the Dallas area, Houston will be down there this weekend. They'll be playing Duke University. The Duke Blue Devils in the Houston. No, it might be North Carolina down there. Hold on. They can Duke in North Carolina. I know they haven't. They're gonna be down there in Dallas the weekend for the Sweet 16 Elite 8 though. I do know that. So
Sweet 16 Elite 8.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That'll be Thursday or Friday. Whatever day Houston playing Duke. I do know Houston playing Duke. I think North Carolina, I think, going to Los Angeles. I got to call I got to call people to find out what's going on, how that's going. I think they're going to Los Angeles. Somebody going to Los Angeles. Some of them going to Houston. Last week, there's in Memphis, Tennessee. Someone was in Indiana. Charlotte, North Carolina. But it's March Madness. But for the people in Baltimore, sorry about it, because it's not March Madness, it's March Sadness. That's a bad incident. But get to the bottom of it. Some dirty hands involved. It was no accident. And be a proud conspiracy theorist, they say. Don't take conspiracy theories as a detriment. Take it as a badge of honor. Because when I say somebody's a conspiracy theorist, I don't give a damn who it is. It can be a person I don't even like. If they call you conspiracy theorist, my antennas jump up when I start to say, let me listen to this person because they might be on to something. Because a conspiracy, in all honesty, only means two or more people are conspiring to do something. That's all it is. But
that's a fact.
But anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all take your time. Have a good night.
You.
All right, y'all.
All right.
I'm out.
Yes.